I'm
Oh,
just so
God.
What up,
Welcome
angry.
back, Craig.
There's
Fuck you, Greg.
Hi, Craig.
Go ahead and start your music. Get a vibe.
Oh
I
yeah.
posted the
yeah.
playlist.
Restart
They're
the
up there a little bit.
music. Okay,
I
had the
totally
music
did not
going
have music.
already.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine's been going.
Gotta get that house. Gotta get that in the house of the inventor.
In the house of the inventor. All right. If we're all here, we're all ready. I would like to welcome everyone to the Pinzari Isles, a scattered collection of coastal islands and waterlocked landmasses in the west tides of Arcavios. Along the Isles, many a wayward soul has wandered there in search of riches, status, and even just a simple fresh start. A perfect environment to either make or break anyone seeking a change in lifestyle. Our sight would sort of soar across the many narrow islands that make up the Isles, finally landing on the southernmost city here, this coastal metropolis being built into and alongside the natural plateaus and shelves of the landscape, giving it this almost staggered and elevation aesthetic. With the added river running through the city west to south, it gives this place a lively energy. Not to mention the mixing of different and many cultures here would provide a very diverse array of structural architecture throughout. The city having this homegrown, eclectic environment that radiates throughout all of the city blocks. And today's story, beginning here in the bustling seaside city of Port Starsail, also known as the Merchant's Haven, seeing many sailing vessels coming and going from not only the open docks, but the commercial docks as well. Even noting a select few spelljamming ships taking off into the air every now and again.
Oh,
Panning to the city interior, we'd witnessed the late morning buzz still passing through town, citizens out in the trade markets, carts, carriages, and wagons filling the busy streets. With a bit of a partially clouded sky hanging overhead, stray rays of sunlight would peek through every now and again through the coverage. And as we sort of take in the city in full swing of this particular morning, we would also notice a group of 4 individuals passing through the crowded streets of Port Starsail. Maverick, why don't you go ahead and tell us who you'll be playing today for us?
I will be playing a 19-year-old female air genasi named Gail Breathtaker. She's about 5'6", of course, blue skin, with like blue hair that kind of goes into translucent ends, and then because she's constantly has this like flow of wind around her, the bits of the end of her hair almost give the cloud-like appearance. She is trying to look fierce, wand at the ready, outfit all nice and clean, maybe kicking up some extra wind here and there, just cause.
It's a vibe.
She's a storm sorcerer for class. And backstory, she is of noble blood, so always looking proper.
It shows. It definitely shows. As Gale would probably be leading this group of 4 by at least a pace or 2. She would know the final destination that they would be aiming towards. Bryce, why don't you tell us about who you'll be playing in today's game?
Today, I'm playing Brett Hotman. He's a male genasi, fire genasi. And I was just thinking about it, his original age is 20, but if we're on year 3, I guess he's like 22 now.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true.
Update that. So yeah, he's 22, growing, strapping young man. He's got, a bit of a low-key Captain America Dorito bod going on from his athletic lifestyle. And lately in the city, they've been playing it low-key. So he normally has his cloak of elven kind just sort of draped over himself and his hood sort of pulled up around his neck or ears or whatever. But it is pleasantly warm, I believe. And
It is getting warmer. It's still a little chill in the air, but definitely on the warm side.
well, fortunately, Brett's made of fire, so I don't believe he's particularly cold.
Never been much of a concern.
So he does have his cloak sort of pulled back and almost folded underneath his bag on his back to show his breastplate prominently and both of his rapiers on either side of his hips. And he also has a dagger strapped to his right calf.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Did you say your class?
Oh, yeah, he's a level 7 bard, but he's a fighter. His heart.
He is. He is. So seeing our two Genasi's sort of maybe not really in lead, but again, Gale, just like a step or two ahead. Sort of panning over, Benny, why don't you give us some info on who you'll be playing in today's game?
Sweet, I'm Benny. I will be playing Aelity Stormgarden, a level 7 warlock who is 5'6", medium build. She has kind of pasty white skin. She is a changeling. She has white hair as well. Piercing green eyes. She has black leather armor. And this yellow kind of like gem pendant in the middle of her chest. It's like this deep, almost like a honeycomb color.
Ooh.
And she has a brother that we haven't seen in a little bit. And yeah, I guess her real motive is just trying to figure out who she really is. And this is the first time she's really have not been in the clutches of her brother, essentially. At least from her point of view.
For sure. For sure. I get that.
Yeah, and she has this very beautiful family cloak that she has on. Kind of with like this very beautiful pattern that kind of swirls throughout the whole entire cloak. Yeah, and that's Aelity.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Carrying herself with confidence. Hell yeah. And last but not least, as we pan over once more, maybe even like moving back to sort of take in the whole group in aesthetic with her last party member, Chad, talk to us about who you're going to be playing today.
I'm going to play Marius, and it's just Marius. Like Cher or
Like
Kesha.
Cher. Mm-hmm.
But I always felt like it was more because he is a Asimar. So I felt like he didn't really have a need for a surname. So he doesn't have like some family lineage to kind of like reference. But he's a celestial warlock and divine soul sorcerer. And because of his far traveler background, he also plays a lute a lot in his free time. So he's kind of a sport character without going bard. But yeah, he's kind of just like a taller, average build kind of character. He's been changing as he switched up his warlock pact. So instead of looking like darker and deathly with like gray and black hair, he now has like a really healthy kind of like goldish skin and like blonde and silvery hair now. So he's like slowly been transitioning over to like a more alive looking person.
Ooh,
He's got a glow up.
golden
Yeah.
boy.
Jeez.
And but he does kind of gaslight the party and is always like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is how I've always looked.
He's a tsundere.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he's just trying to like go to school and like progress, and then a series of events have brought him here. And yeah, he likes the group he's with. He often performs, and he kind of just, at least for this instance, he kind of always has like a business casual vibe of the time. Like, you know, sleeves rolled up, maybe 2-3 buttons undone, but like kind of nicer clothes. That's his vibe. That's his style. But he mostly has a staff for a short bow, so it's hard to look real tough with like a walking stick. So he's probably just got the like, I don't need to be here kind of vibe, you know? Like, ooh, maybe if they don't think I care, they'll want me even more.
I love that.
But he's prepared to Eldritch Blast some shit. Just be like, I got spells, dude. Or sweet, tasty jams, whatever you want. I'll look in those eyes and play the lute, or we can kill stuff.
I got the lid.
Or
Man of
both.
many styles.
if you play your cards right, both.
Dinner and a show.
And our sort of cinematic gaze would again follow this interesting group of four as they would progress through the streets here in this coastal cityscape. The bustling city around them in full motion as we watch this party traverse across Port Star Sail to the port side gate. And while finally beginning to reach within eyeshot of these eastbound gates, the party would begin to take a bit of a left turn. They would begin turning towards what looks like a well-worn looking tavern as they approach this dark wood 2-story building. They would all begin to file in through this door, sort of a fixed open, wedged permanently open by a barrel, sort of keeping this door in place. Definitely decorative, doesn't seem to be filled with anything, as there's 1 or 2 more barrels here sort of flanking the door. As they all begin to pass through, our sight would catch the large sign hanging overhead. Handmade, simple, hanging over the door, skillfully carved into it would be the words, "A Few Good Kegs Drink House." And as our party enters A Few Good Kegs, they'd be met with the smell of cooking meats and herbs mixed with a very slight, almost yeastiness in the air. The occasional scent of stale ale would catch your nose as you all enter and move towards the bar top, begin to passing through the virtually empty tavern space here, sort of moving towards the opposite side of the ground floor here. Gale, as the party is heading towards the bar top, you would do a sort of quick survey of the, again, pretty empty establishment.
And as we entered, she would instantly kick up the wind, make sure everybody sees us enter. Get eyes focused on us.
A bit of a bellow, and you would turn a couple of heads in here. The patrons here are usually travelers for the most part, being situated towards one of these gates. It's not too common for passerbyers to stop in here. And even though this place is a fair size, there's only 3 or 4 patrons. A few unique faces look over as you all enter. And as you take in all the different people here, you can see that the person you're looking for isn't currently here. As you do a once around for this Balin character, you don't happen to see him. And without needing a perception check, you can immediately tell your contact isn't here as you fully begin to take in this space, giving it this quick once over.
I was like under my breath, shit. The wind dies down. I look at the barkeep. Where's Balin?
As you guys are stepping up to this bar side, you look at the barkeep, being the same barkeep that's been here the couple previous times you've been to A Few Good Kegs. It'd be this portly green scale dragonborn behind the bar, putting away what looks like this crate of wine, sort of taking each bottle out and putting them into this keg-shaped bottle rack. giving you guys this side glance as you entered with the bellowing of air, hearing you call out. Welcome. What was that? Who you looking for?
Balin.
Balin.
Palazzo.
That's right. He said something last night. He had some sort of job to get to early this morning, getting some shut-eye. Sadly, I don't think he'll probably be here, leaving fairly early. But feel free to sit down, maybe get a drink. I could help you. What's your poison? As he's like turning away from what he was doing, leaving it the rack half filled, and is now leaning on the bar top, looking at the four of you.
So you're saying he probably won't be here at all today, or just gonna be late?
Well, again, he said something about a job, needing to get some sleep. If he's gonna be here, it probably wouldn't be till later if I had to assume, but I mean, what do I know? He just mentioned the job.
I mean to impose, but do you know where this job is located?
No, he didn't really get into too many details. He was actually playing a game of cards, had to call it early.
I'm gonna look around. Was anyone here with Balin last night?
You look around, a few eyes glance over. No one pipes up.
Brett leans over like, maybe we're too scary.
We're not scary enough.
Knock somebody out. Show yourself.
Where is he?
As soon as, can I please roll an insight to see if there's any attention that is brought to that question?
Like throughout the room?
Yeah, where's Balin? And then I'm just.
I'll give you a perception check.
Ooh, I'll take the perception. Jeez.
13.
First roll of year 3.
Yeah, buddy.
A 13. You
How
glance
ominous.
over. No. Again, there's a few unique figures in here. No one that really catches an eye. No one that's eyes linger. They glance in acknowledgement, but no one would seem to pipe up.
Well, can you just tell him that Gail was here with her patrons? When he gets back, we really appreciate that.
Of course, not a problem at all, And please, just don't go shouting in my drink house. That's not very polite to just, I mean, it's early in the morning, okay? I mean, a lot of these people just got off of their shifts. They're just looking for a drink before they go home, all right?
Nope, I understand. I'm sorry. My friend's a little entitled, and then flip him a gold.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm not trying to be too rude. I know everyone has their own ways of enjoying or getting jobs done. It's fair. Fair.
Of course.
Does he know where to find you though, Gail?
I don't think I told him where we were staying. Didn't seem like the smartest thing to give out our location to anybody, you know.
Well, we should pick like a place, right? Like I guess we could just like come back tomorrow.
Or later today.
Yeah, you guys could come back later today. I mean, you could even get a drink now. You could come back tomorrow as well. But at some point you should get a drink. I mean, we got some good stuff in. That's all I'm saying.
I think this is the second time Gail's been here. Didn't get a drink the first time.
For the love of God, drink here.
Do you guys want to get a drink, or are we? Because this guy's very persistent, and I don't think he's going to stop until we leave.
No pressure. I mean, I get it. It's all fair. And plus, it is early. But we do have some good food. That's all I'll say. Got some good omelets. Breakfast potatoes, if you're into that.
Well, fuck it, we're already here. Let's
Yeah, I guess you're right.
let's just hang out for a little bit.
Okay.
Can I have
Yeah.
2 plates of breakfast potatoes?
Ah, 2 plates. Of course you can. Of course. Get here, grab a seat. And he sort of motions for each of you to like take a seat in front of the stools you're probably standing around. What'll be your poison, by the way? We got lots of good ales. We got a few good liqueurs, some fine wines and such.
What time is it at this time?
It's
Like
like
11?
it's. I mean, you
8:30.
guys had you guys had the talk around 8:30. I mean, we'll say maybe it's like close to 9:00, 9:30 at this point, like a late morning.
I don't, do you have like mimosas or something?
Breakfast beers.
Yeah, I'll have like the lightest ale.
It's like orange juice and white wine, preferably
Yeah.
sparkling. But
I mean, we could definitely get some of that. I've never heard of that. What did you call that?
Yeah, what's a
a
mimosa?
mimosa.
Mimosa. Okay. Hey,
It's an elven thing.
I'll give it a shot. I heard a light ale. Someone calling for a light ale.
Yeah, right here.
Light ale. Any other breakfast ales?
She 3
Yeah.
shots and 1 ale.
Shots. We got Dragonfire
Jesus,
whiskey. We got
Marius.
Lord Yoto's rum. Some gold pearls. Some good grained distilled stuff.
I'll just have a light ale, please.
Whatever's like middle shelf. He's gonna slam them all real quick so he can catch his buzz for the eat. It's gonna be a long day.
And if there's any other points of interest, feel free to call it out. But you guys would have a fine breakfast. They'd have porridge and fruit, simple grilled fish breakfast, a couple different omelets, breakfast potatoes and veggies. Serving up again. They got some rums, some good distilled grain alcohol, whiskey, lots of different ales. The ale that they would serve, Aelity, would probably give you a bit of a tickle because it's the pale ale of Heavenfell. It's a light golden ale that you were essentially raised around, maybe even one of your first, quote unquote, legal drinks sort of thing.
Yeah. This brings me back home. She kind of like sinks into the bar stool.
When you said a little tickle, I thought you were gonna say like it's got some sort of like added kick or something.
Yeah, it's got cocaine.
Cinnamon.
I don't know.
Cayenne coats the back of your throat, a little spice.
All right.
Brett has a nice big breakfast of potatoes and veggies and fruit, but he's keeping it light. Like it's a big breakfast, but there's no meat.
For those of you having like a pretty standard like sized breakfast, it'll be 6 silver, including drinks and everything. If you find yourself indulging, go ahead and call it a gold.
Sick.
I don't know what to. So like, if they have it, what I'm picturing, Gail wants like crepes with like strawberries. I don't know if that would be like indulgent, since like maybe it's not a typical thing, or if it's like standard. I don't, since it's like kind of light.
It would definitely be a custom order.
Yeah.
Give me a gold and 2 silver, and you're good.
Okay.
All right. Each of you having a good, fair breakfast. Again, some good chatter. In this maybe, 30-ish, 45-ish minute interaction and meal, there would maybe be like a few new faces that would come in, a few would leave. This very portly, green-scaled Dragon Keep would sort of be going and tending to each of the tables throughout. Thankfully, there aren't very many people here, and he doesn't seem to have any help, but he's juggling it all. Very personable character. If there's no other points of interest, what would you guys like to get into?
How about, have we ever thought, instead of monster hunting, because I know one of our main goals is to talk to Garther. Have we ever thought about just finding out where he is and just talking to him?
I mean, as far as we know, he like always hangs out in the university. Like he gets
Mhm.
stuff delivered there, and like
Right.
they won't even let us on the grounds. So
You tried.
I mean, we haven't really tried sneaking in, but there's so many things that could potentially go wrong with that. And also, what if he doesn't want to talk to somebody who snuck in to see him?
That's fair.
I mean, yeah, like I could fly over there, but unless someone else can make me invisible, I think that's gonna be pretty obvious. Or unless
Um,
someone could make me fly, which I think I'm the only one who knows that spell. Feel like someone else knows invisibility. Looking at Aelody, like
well, of course, I can make you invisible. Is that what you want to do?
okay, I was just checking. I just want to make sure.
Well,
I
Marius
I
can
don't.
fly.
Yeah, I just can't cast it.
And you can fly.
For
And
a
how
minute.
wide is the river? Because, like, I do have that new fancy spell. Dimension Door.
Mm. I don't remember I was there.
It looks pretty wide, but I don't think it's
And,
wide enough for I think Dimension Door could easily get across. That's
and
500
so I
feet.
could bring a Lodi.
Fair.
Changeling might come in handy.
Yeah. I can pose as a guard.
Yeah, like, if we trigger the alarms, you could be a guard, and then you'd be like, I got it, guys. And then they'd be like, okay.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is like a university where like they study magic and stuff. Like we have no idea what sort of protections they might have.
Yeah. That's fair.
I mean, what if I try and fly over there and then I boom force field? Like I don't know.
That's true. Guess we won't know until we know, right?
Well, you're not, like, suggesting we do this instead of waiting here or doing something else
No,
for the monster
no.
stuff, right? This would be later, yeah?
Yes, of course later, not now.
Honestly, I'm just entertaining these ideas because I'm bored and there's
Well,
nothing else
okay.
to do right now.
What if there's a fight in the arena? I don't know. There could be. We could check it out. We're just hanging out in the area anyway, I think, right? Where are we on the map?
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
would be right. I'll put a little marker.
Brett will
don't think
consider almost anywhere on this map close enough to the arena to justify a visit.
You guys
we're
are
in the
actually.
city.
You
That's
guys are
close
on
enough.
the far east side. You're at what's referred to as the port side. It's kind of like a pun name because it's the gate closest to the port itself.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's not very close.
I'm guessing that side would be the port side of a ship.
A port
Port is left.
side, yeah, would be. I looked this up. I don't know if I wrote it down, but I think the port side is just whatever side port is on. It could refer to left or right. Again, I could be
Oh.
wrong. If someone knows both, please God correct me.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I guess that makes sense that
Well,
that term would change.
I think there's port and starboard, and they never change.
Well,
Yeah,
starboard is
so,
always
like,
the front, isn't it?
What are all the names of the boat?
so if
Very
you were,
good.
like, standing on the deck of the ship and facing the direction it's traveling in, that left side is port. Now, depending on where you're standing facing on the ship, that could either be your left or right. But to the
Yeah.
ship, it's the ship's left. And starboard is the ship's right.
Ah,
That's
Port,
my
starboard, bow.
sounds.
Bow's
So
the
what-
front. Stern's
But then
the
if
deck.
you're docked at port,
Bow's the
then whatever side the port
Port's
is on
the
is
left.
port side.
Starboard's the right. I don't think it ever changes.
Haha! It still stands. It's a pun name.
It's
It's just because it's closer to the docks.
Yeah, regardless. I don't know. But now we learned something.
We learned today. We learned about boats.
I'm gonna forget about it in a couple
Yeah, I'm gonna
days.
We'd only been on a boat
immediately.
for like 6 months in session.
That's
It's
We
nautical.
know.
There's probably different terms for spelljammers, so they can be annoying about it.
They're like void and galaxy side.
Ew.
void side, sphere side.
Sphere side. Yeah, there you go. All right. So we heading out from a few good kegs, make our way back out to Port Starsail.
To the port.
I mean, to the city at large, I guess I should say. You guys are currently still in the tavern, a few good kegs.
Yeah. Brett is suggesting we spend the day checking out the arena and come back here tonight for dinner to see if what's his face showed up. I don't know if anyone else has suggestions.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, that works.
I'm
Alright.
just, there's really no way for us to like leave something so they can message us like as soon as he gets back. Ugh,
We don't have an artificer.
I hate it.
We're broken on the lamb.
I'm doing all right. Or yeah, I'm also broke.
Yeah, of course. Can you pay for my drinks, by the way?
No, I got all the shots and it just wouldn't be right.
All right. So as our party makes their way from the bar top here, heading across the tavern towards the door, all of you would loosely pick up on a fairly large-looking figure that entered the tavern maybe just a couple minutes ago. As you all begin to head towards the front door, you would see that there would be the request board situated here inside the tavern, just a little bit off to the door. You would see this particular patron would be standing in front of the job board, seeing what looks like a bulky minotaur, maybe darkish fur, kind of hard to tell. As our group starts to sort of pass the job board and this large-looking figure, who here has a passive perception of 16 or above?
Definitely not Brett.
Me, bitch.
Oh, me too.
18, motherfucker.
I have a 19.
19.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I had the highest. Damn.
So mind your own businesses.
Brett's is 12.
I got a
12.
Also, I was
15.
gonna
That's
say
better than
Dale
I
would
thought.
definitely have been paying attention to like everyone coming in, anyways. So
That's fair.
I'm proficient in perception, baby.
That's insane. So for Gale and Aelity, the two of you separately notice that this large minotaur, sort of looking at this request board, would be pulling off a job posting. While that itself isn't odd, what does catch your eye is the script on this particular job posting. Both of you were able to see the top portion of the parchment here. Both of you were able to make out the words, "Journeyman wanted. Garthur the Wise of the Lapis Universities is seeking skilled and well-versed blades for hire. Applicants should be skilled in combat, exotic creature hunting, and or traversing." The rest of the job posting being obfuscated by the large minotaur pulling the parchment off the board, taking it into their hands and reading over it.
We're skilled at those.
I'm gonna like
Chance.
stick my hand out. Like, well, oh,
Chance, why don't you tell us a bit about the physical description of who the party sees in front of this request board, and holding off on their name just yet.
So the party members would see a massively hulking, big black furred minotaur, but the fur is kind of short and like patchy and sparse. He is covered by a cloak of something that looks very frog-like at the top, by where his horns and stuff are. And then it kind of drapes over like his shoulders and his back and stuff, and it's kind of winged, white in color. And then if they noticed his legs, it would be a very similar hide to whatever his cloak is made out of. And they would also notice that he has like this weird like bone, maybe of like a leg or something, strapped to his back that have like these weird holes and these intricate like designs, kind of carved into them.
When
And
you said
then,
hide on the legs, do you mean like you're wearing pants?
yeah,
Okay.
like a kilt-esque type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and uh, on his skin and stuff, you would also notice these really like deep, and like raised, intricate designs as well, kind of like the same on the flute, and a weird bluish, grayish axe that he carries around. I don't know if anybody can see the front of him or anything, but his eyes are milky white, but he is not blind.
Oh.
And also has a mummified heart that he wears around his neck.
What the fuck? What is this character, James?
That's crazy.
This
And
description is wild.
and everyone would sort of pick up on some of those details. Gale and Aelity, you pick up on that full display Chance just described. And as you said, Gale, you sort of like hold your hand out, maybe stop the group, maybe mid-step, maybe drawing their attention to this bulking, dark-furred, scarred-up looking Minotaur holding this job posting in hand, clearly reading it.
Like look over him and then try and like peek around, try to get a better look at the note again, and then I'd be, hi there.
Hello. Who might all you be?
I'm Aelity. It's nice to meet you. You a monster hunter by chance?
You could call me such thing, yes. Why, you looking to do some monster hunting as well?
Yeah, kinda. You know?
You all look like fairly capable individual, yes?
Oh, thank you. She flips her
Uh,
hair.
good casters? Anybody know heal magic?
Heal? Yeah. Yeah, I can. Brett is so shaken because he like really thought he nailed looking intimidating today. And he's like really comparing outfits here. And he's like, God damn, I feel like I went about this all wrong. Who is this amazing individual? So much
This whole
personality.
behemoth.
Yeah, I can heal. Wait, we can call you a monster hunter. But what can we call you that's your name?
Oh, well, in village, they call me Koski.
Kolfki.
Kolsky?
Koski.
Oh my
Ski.
god, that picture.
You're terrifying.
That's wild. That's fucking wild.
That
Now he
weapon's
thinks
so
it's gonna be Panzer.
cool.
I'm gonna call you Koss for short. Is that okay?
You can call me whatever you like, friend.
You learned to say his name.
And who
I'm
are
too
you?
lazy.
Some people.
Who is Angel Boy?
I'm sorry?
Angel boy.
Gold.
Gale starts laughing at that.
That's not funny, Gale.
I said angel boy.
It's not
Good
okay.
one.
It's not even that good. He's just
But
gonna
he
avoid the
doesn't even
question.
know about your wings.
His tiny little baby astral wings puts him away.
Well, I'm Brett. It's interesting that you're, talking about monster hunting because that was like actually on our agenda today.
Oh yes, I was bored and looking for something to do.
Wow, we have so much in common. He like looks over at Gale.
Yeah, no, it looks like you got a real good job picked out there too.
I
Reference.
mean, for specific skill set that Koski have, yes, this is very good.
Think maybe you could use some help with that.
Absolutely, the more the merrier, right?
It says
Excellent.
party, right?
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, it. I'm pretty sure it's. Well, I mean, I didn't see all of it, but I feel like it said like multiple individuals, right?
I mean, I would assume so. I feel like the more people we have, more chance of success we have. Yes.
I mean, that's definitely what I
Guess
think.
that's fair.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Koski will
said-
actually hand over the job posting to the rest of the individuals if they wanted to take a look.
Oh yes, please, please, thank you. Kale's just like big smile on her face as she's reading this, like yes, yes, yes.
What kind of specific monster slaying skill set do all of you bring to table?
We've killed Otyugs before.
Oh, Otyugs are mighty creatures.
Mhm.
um,
I remember we killed a massive crocodile. She's just thinking back at
yeah,
all the times.
and I mean that
Bugbear,
thing wasn't.
owlbears.
It wasn't just a crocodile. It was
It was
something else.
it's a 10. Maybe it was it bigger, Matt? It was bigger than 10 foot,
Crocodiles?
wasn't it? Yeah.
They looked a little bit longer, maybe like a 12-foot long crocodile, and they were massive. They were like oversized, basically.
Didn't we like down it and then it came back, or
It
was it like healing?
it wasn't really healing. It seemed to persist far longer than you thought it would. Like you guys were
Yeah.
hacking this thing to pieces, and it was still going. You essentially had to put it into a lot of large chunks for it to stop coming at you.
Yeah.
It
That
was
one was tough.
a lot of work for Phineas.
Yeah, I remember.
Brett's reading through this posting and he's seeing that it says experience in handling slotty preferred. Do I happen to know what that is?
I wouldn't even make you roll for it. If the word slotty rings any bell for you, you would
Yeah.
immediately think back to your first year at college. In your guys' first year, Professor oh god.
Is it Lang?
Yeah, Lang. I
Yeah,
was just about to say
Professor Lang.
Professor Lang, the Dryad. One of the first
Oh yeah.
things she taught you guys about were slotty and slod.
Yeah.
Sorry if Koski offend celestial man. Did not mean to, but you smell very strongly of celestial. Yes.
Oh,
You could smell.
you
Like,
can
I'm
smell
sorry. Are you smelling me?
You just give off very powerful scent.
I can't help that.
Mhm. If you don't mind me asking, you said
I can't think of
in
it.
your village. Where's your village?
Oh, I come from a small village called Bolivia down in wastelands of Galatul. Far away from here, but many day travel. Many year
And what?
travel.
Oh,
many years. Oh,
wow. What brings you to Pinzari
Well,
Islands?
uh, the I don't know if you are familiar, but great goddess Saloon of the moon, she she named me champion, and she has given me a many vision through my dreams, and this is where she lead me. I have been looking for celestial man for quite some time,
Fuck.
looking for another follower of the great goddess. She led me here.
just Just any celestial man, or like this one,
I mean, she did not.
pointing at him.
She did not tell
Brett
me
is also
name.
pointing.
She did not tell me name. She did not give me a picture.
Didn't give you a
Go
face.
no.
Just told you find a celestial man.
Tell is a strong word.
I did an insight check.
Give me an insight check.
Is this dude a believer or what?
Ooh.
Gail's just like, this sounds like
Nice.
one of the romance novels that I read.
Did you want to do an opposing persuasion or deception check at all, Koski?
I mean it's not a lie.
Yeah.
If
But
Marius is
it's all-
looking close enough, and he can look under the front of the cloak, he would see the part of the scarification on his chest and all the way up to the like a ball of or the top of his neck is actually the symbol.
Hmm.
The symbol of saloon.
Ooh.
I feel like I've never had anything telling me about you.
I mean, God does work in mysterious way, yes?
Yes, they definitely do.
She tell me about many people that need help along way.
Well, my experience was pretty straightforward, to be honest.
Oh,
It was well, we won't talk about that. So far, it's been pretty straightforward.
yes, Koski not special enough to have magical power to communicate and commune with Saloon.
Okay. I mean, you have your dreams. That's about all I've had. I mean, what were your dreams?
Just
Is there anything
flashy.
after you?
Oh, she just bring me here. She bring me to Penzari Isles.
There's nothing after?
No. See visage of celestial man, just like I see visage of the great goddess Saloon when she first bestowed power upon me.
Okay. So you're like supposed to protect me? Or is there something we're supposed to? You know what?
Oh, you tell me.
We'll just we'll
What are
hunt
you
some
looking for, big
monsters.
boy?
Looks at the entire group around him. Let's just let's hunt some monsters for now, and tonight we can perhaps pray to Saloon and see if we can get some answers. How about that? Huh?
You and me will have a little chat with her, see what's what.
See what the just do a drop in my location to randos. The fuck? I'm on the run and you know it.
Hey, you may not even be right celestial man. Who know? She just
Well,
bring me here, and I come.
I haven't seen any other Celestials, have I? Out of
give me
character.
give me a history check.
I feel like he'd be on the lookout given his whole.
Well, that's fair. Well, I won't make
proclivity
you. I won't make you roll for it then. If you think it would have been something that would have just caught his eye,
he's always wanted to find his own, like, you know,
you
people
maybe
and place.
would have caught a few in
Okay.
Strixhaven, like a couple, but in your
Nothing
travels,
else.
because again, you guys did travel across Arcavios a
Mhm.
good bit.
Yeah.
You didn't see really any celestial kin that you could
Okay.
think of. No Azamars that you could think of.
Just wanna make
And
sure.
in your own travels before that, even before going to Strixhaven, you were pretty nomadic. You
Yeah,
maybe
that's
ran
fair.
into a handful. And many of them were loners. There wasn't like a community or anything.
Don't be a dick. Just travel with me and my orc friend. I'm trying to build a community. God damn it. Okay, so I just want to make sure before I was like, well, I haven't really seen any, and you're like, they're everywhere.
Well,
So
there's
then,
probably
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like Koski, you probably have had like, a handful of interactions where, you did find a celestial and obviously led to nothing. And you're like, oh, okay. All right. And more visions. Off I go. You just been wandering around like you did. Like you said.
Well, there's not too many Celestials around here. Okay. It could be it, but let's
With the monster hunting,
task at a time.
I agree. With the monster hunting, do we talk to Garth personally?
I mean,
Or
yeah, it
Garther?
says
Yeah, perhaps we
to
just
bring this to the university.
Well,
let's
that's
start off then.
perfect.
Yeah.
How are
I'm
you
gonna
feeling, by the
look-
way, Marius? Knowing that he took 3 shots and a beer.
I'm like at the tail end of it. I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
All right. I hit the shots quick and early, and then after eating some water.
That's fair. Just
Let's
making
see.
sure that we're going to be okay to do this.
Still feeling a little bit. Can't 100% feel my knees, but I'm not bouncing off the walls.
Gail's gonna look back to the barkeep, just be like, I think we found a job to keep us busy. Probably won't be really needing Balin. Think so.
Right. It was good to have you. Feel free to still come by as you guys are like beginning to leave.
Yeah, Gail has looked away from him. Not even. Okay, all right.
Nice. I love that you went through all that effort, Gail, to find out, to have a contact, and then it was just on the board the whole time.
Yeah. Now that she's like thinking about it, did she even look at the board the first time? Like, was it there?
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah, you remember this was one of the first boards you checked. I think
okay,
it's technically the second board because you did say when you guys first got here you would check them, and there weren't too many wild jobs. There were a couple of interesting ones, but
I was
nothing that
thinking it was
stood
gonna be a
out.
thing like she just like this was the one board that she missed because I remembered coming into here for the interaction, but I don't remember like saying I checked to see if they have a board. So I thought
That's
it was
fair.
gonna be something like that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, all of you would know. You guys have spent a little bit of time here, and most of the taverns, there's a lot of these request boards put up. Some of them could range from what we would consider a quest to like needing help with like cleaning a house, or I have like a really bad bug problem. Can anyone help? Or like looking for
My cat
someone to
Mittens has been gone for 3 days.
Exactly. So there
Aw.
is a wide range on these boards. But
She just looks back like, no, this wasn't here last time.
all right. So we have our new friend Koski. There's no other points of interest. Are we heading out to the university? Do we have any other stops we want to make before heading out? Because again, we'll say at this time, it's like 10 o'clock ish, maybe approaching 10:30 at the latest.
I mean, Brett, I think we're already ready, like, because of what they were planning to do.
Sure.
Mary, just drink some water.
Are we walking past
I don't
the
wanna
Sunnyside Hotel by chance, Matt?
You guys would not be.
Okay.
You guys are staying up on sort of the upper shelves. You guys are kind of close to it, but that's much closer to the ports and the docks.
Okay. I think that's good.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think we're headed off.
So, with our job posting in hand, a new member joining our party, we would watch the group of 5 set out from a few good kegs, their destination being the heart, or at the heart of Port Starsail, this being the Lapis Universities. Seeing the party move through the still busy streets, they would eventually come upon the Link of Knowledge, a giant 100-foot long bridge connecting the Lapis University's plot to the main shelf plateau of the city. Flanking the entrance of the Link of Knowledge would be 2 guards. These sentinels would sport these lavish cloth armaments with these gleaming metal paulders, bracers, and chest guards over the top of their fine robe-like clothing. As our party of 5 would begin to approach the bridge, one of these guards would move to sort of intercept the group before they would actually get too close to the link of knowledge. The guard
Gale's
moving to block the path would call out immediately. Like, even if Gale was speaking or pulling out something, this guard, she would shout over you, "Halt! Presentation of required paperwork or gym access is required to cross the link." Just looking at all of you seamlessly, not making eye contact with anyone.
Yeah, got that right here. Pulling out the posting, and then she's gonna like not move from her spot, but like mage hand it over to them.
She would sort of take this listing, give it a once over. It would eventually sort of like motion it back as you would probably mage hand it. Report to the central scriptorium. A receptionist will assist you further. And she would sort of pause for a second, looking at all of you. It's the tall tower in the middle of the grounds. Just it's like right across
Okay.
from the
Oh,
Right. Thank you.
yeah. I didn't understand a word you said until you said the tall building in the middle. Okay, sweet. Thanks. I'm rambling. Thank you.
She would sort of like take like a side step back to her position as you all would begin to sort of cross the threshold of the link of knowledge.
This is so strict.
Oh no, this is nothing. Trust me.
Huh.
So proceeding forward across the link of knowledge, as they continue across, they would fully take in the plot of land they're walking towards, seeing the many towers, spires, and turrets of the Lapis universities sort of looming high above the smaller adjoining ground level buildings, creating this dense high-rise aesthetic on this general campus. Crossing the threshold of the link of knowledge and stepping foot onto the grounds here, you all would further notice the intricate design of every structure, each one almost standing as its own piece of large functional art. Practical yet functional. Brett, you get immediate invocations of the Prismari campus. This place is a little bit more straight-laced, maybe is a good way to put it, a little more by the book, but still, each tower, turret, or spire here is very beautiful in its design.
Much more reined in.
Yes. And again, as you guys sort of cross that ending threshold, you guys are on the campus grounds proper. All of your eyes would be pulled to that central tower here at the Lapis University. For a moment while you approach, you would see this high-reaching, narrow spire that hangs above every other structure. This center point you guys are all beginning to walk towards. While some of our party may be gawking at some of these sites, some of you may notice that other individuals moving around the grounds would be paying, little to no attention to the actual campus itself, or even each of you. Everyone moving around here would seem to have purpose. A few may turn and give you side glances, but you're not some spectacle. They're not in some sort of awe. This place is like this ant farm of activity. Not too dense with people, but enough to give it this very lively energy, kind of matching Port Star Sail in that manner. And as you all would begin to approach, again, this large central spire, you would notice that it would have these massive arched doors that sort of stand very much at point. You could see them as you walked off the link of knowledge. They're essentially facing you. As you begin to approach this central spire, it has a very familiar effect to, I'd imagine, most of you, but again, more so to Brett. As you get closer to the center spire, it's almost like it grows and like its width begins to increase ever so much. Aility, you may have brief rememberings of this as well from a solo endeavor you attempted. And seeing this massive spire as you begin to approach these front doors, you could see there would be a few individuals making their way in and out of these arced open front doors. Seeing the interior is this vast library space. These individuals sort of lingering around the door. Again, some coming, some going. There would be a collective that would be stationary. Some more inside of the spire, some more standing outside the spire. Not really like guards, but almost just looking about casually at random goer buyers. Any particular thoughts or vibes or anything from anyone as you guys are essentially approaching this large tower. Its open doors would sort of be exposing this vast library interior.
What?
I have 2 questions,
Yeah.
but Benny can go first.
I think it was me. Or did Benny have
Oh.
something?
No,
Okay.
no, just kind of soaking it all in, and again.
Well, Koski would like to know what the group know about Slod and Sloddy. Which information do they have?
I could dump like probably a flashcard definition, or at least maybe I could roll for it, see what I remember.
That's fair.
But
That's fair.
I think I did well on the test.
I believe so. Because whether you guys passed that exact test or not, since you guys passed the class, you guys all sort of got the bonus of being familiar with the slot or slotty, and that could be beneficial in a fight. But as far as like out of the fight, I'll let you guys decide if you have, some sort of knowledge, or if you would need a roll or wouldn't need a roll. Up to you.
I think I would need a roll. I do remember passing that test, though.
I don't
I
think
think-
Gail
At
would
least-
need to roll, but I definitely, as a person, need to roll. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think
I just vaguely remembered the name Slotty, and then when Bryce was like, I think I remember that too, I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one thinking this.
I think I would need to roll because Aelity was probably in the back of Phineas's consciousness, probably like, this is boring.
Fair.
That's hilarious. Elodie's like, I don't have to take that test. I don't fucking
Yes.
know.
This ain't me.
I think Brett that could like rattle off a flashcard like definition of them from his time studying with Quent, especially because that's like how they spent time together back then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, the 2 things that Brett was focused on when we started was that he's interested in checking out like the security and like how wide this river looks. And then you mentioned that he was feeling something that seemed like familiar.
I mean, it's just like the aesthetics of this campus.
Oh, okay.
It's like everything is like a functional art piece in a sense. It just reminded you a lot of the Prismari campus, honestly.
Oh, okay. I think I just misunderstood something in that description. But yes, as soon as you mentioned it, I was reminded of it. So maybe he's just sort of looking around at the art, like, oh, it's a little reined in, but it's got the spirit. And then he's also thinking about the snarl. I'm wondering if they have a snarl here too.
Fair. Very
Or
fair.
not snarl, the good one.
Yeah,
Gnarl.
it's a
You're right.
snarl. It's a snarl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gnarl's the bad one.
Yeah, Gnarl's the
Okay.
bad one.
Yes. So yeah, he would list off that definition, probably like, slotty are creatures originating from the, blah blah plane. They have a lifespan of blah. They, all the kind of like stats almost.
And like Koski, some of that may ring true to you, but a lot of that you're just like, that's not really what yours is. So in the field practical knowledge that a lot of that is just like ancillary to you.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, okay.
I mean, you have any experience with this creature, yes?
I don't think so, right?
I mean, I'll leave it up to you. Again, I don't know what your guys' like exact lives were before college, but Slotty, they are uncommon to say the least. Very problematic when they do show up on the material plane.
Do they have a known weakness that we would have gone over in class?
I mean, you guys would have gone over some weaknesses in a sense, but you guys really would have spent a lot of time on the diverse spread of Slot and Slotty. They're incredibly prone to mutations. And in those mutations, there is kind of like a steady flow. There's kind of like 5 or 6 known Slotty, red, blue, green, gray, death slotty.
Oh.
Ew.
And there, again, it's not uncommon for there to be mutations for orange, pink, purple. Not unheard of, though not heavily documented.
Oh boy.
So that was like a lot of the class. But you guys would know. I mean, a damn good bit. Not
I mean, yeah,
so practical.
they're pretty
but
adaptable, so every slotty is kind of a case by case.
Yes,
Gotta take them as they come.
come in very different shape and size and very different color. All with many different ability, but hopefully they're not looking for this slotty, yes?
Hopefully, it's not one that's Actually, no, I got chromatic orb. I can do all sorts of different
Oh,
elements.
this slotty are a particular breed. They wipe out the last one of last hunting party I go with. Barely survive. That's why I keep this
Oh,
around neck. Yes.
Oh my god! How many hunting parties have you been with?
I mean, he starts counting on his fingers.
no, never mind. I don't want to know.
Hmm.
He barely
Well,
escape with life. They are tricky. But we all
Well, so
fine. You all very
technically,
capable, yes.
yeah, like we've
oh, of
never fought
course.
these in particular, or I haven't, but like we have fought monsters that we didn't know what they could do. And so in that way it's like exactly the same.
I mean, different but same, yes.
What? Now that I think about it, what do you think Arthur wants with the slotty?
And who know? I mean, personally, I like takes hide and make very fashionable accessory for traveler on go. Yes, like
Oh.
Oh
So
yes, very fashionable.
you made them.
Should I roll a deception?
it's like patchwork hide slotty skins like all thrown together.
Oh my god.
Oh, I rolled a 9 on my deception.
I'd imagine that's probably under Koski's passive perception.
Just barely, so I don't think that he notices really.
That's fair.
His passive perception's a 10, so
Oh shit!
He
You've
doesn't
seen a
seek
lot of people get
approval
that.
from others. Yeah, he's used to it.
Yeah, I think at that point while we're walking, Aelody would kind of just her sole purpose of thinking of just why does he want Slady so bad? Like why is this particular creature? I know after hearing that information that they don't really enter this like the material plane often.
Mhm.
So clearly they're rare. Um
Let's just hope he doesn't want to capture it. That'll be annoying.
right.
I can't imagine he would like capture. Slothy, very chaotic in nature, very unreasonable creature.
To be honest, there's probably a certain component that he wants off of these creatures, if I'm being honest, right?
And I see
That's
jewels.
my guess.
See jewels embedded in forehead many time.
Yeah.
Oh
Maybe.
shit. So as soon as she hears that, it's like, oh.
Yeah, maybe he wants those.
And then thinking about
Am I
how
correct on that, Matt?
everything
Yeah, you would know that killing a slod, there is a like maybe like a 20-25% chance that it does have one of these stones in its head. If it does have a stone in its head, it almost certainly originated from like essentially the cane of elemental plano, or the elemental chaos itself.
Oh.
And so that means it is like definitely an extraterrestrial like being, extraplanar being. But if it doesn't have one in its head, that means it was created on the material plane in some way, shape, or form.
Ah.
Huh.
Okay.
Yes, ones with shiny thing in head, they come from Chaos Plane, yes? And other ones with no shiny in head, they born and bred here, I think. I mean, I do not check, but this is what I hear.
Quick, hey, Koss, quick question for you. What do you know about chaos magic?
I mean, Shaman Elder in Village talk about a little bit, but because Koski have a very limited range of magical capability, which is none, did not pay much attention.
Fair. What if? Oh my goodness! He's gonna. Ailey leans over to Marius and just. What if he's harvesting these jewels for chaos magic? What if he's harvesting raw energy, raw chaos magic from these gems?
I guess maybe we should be really diligent.
Yeah, that's fair.
When we're done,
What are we whispering about?
nothing.
And seeing that our party, you're now within about 15 or so feet of these wrenched open, arced double doors that sort of rest here at this massive spire you guys have approached. As you get this close, one of these sort of stationary robed figures that you guys have sort of, loosely seen, just sort of milling about, very much hanging around the doors. One of them would sort of glance over, maybe loosely look at all of you before beginning to stride over, giving a slight smile and wave as if trying to catch your attention. And as this, blue-skinned tiefling girl begins to approach, good afternoon, travelers. I am receptionist Anda. May I be of any help to you while staying here on our campus?
Yes, reception, excellent. Holding out the posting.
Oh, yes. She sort of takes it, and she would have a kind of like long hair and this very intricate looking braid, short horns, almost like a ram's that sort of arc kind of from the forehead back a little bit. She would have this, what would you guys would sort of piece together would be a uniform, seeing that many of these other, what you would assume to be receptionists, are sort of lingering around the area. Some of them, mid-transit, sort of walking about the campus. But they would all have almost matching robes on. They would have this almost beautiful craft and like skillful design to them, where the actual clothing and fabric would accent what seems to be this jeweled medallion on a gold chain around their neck. Each person wearing these beautiful robes would sport one of these gold chains and medallions on it. Some of the robes would be different colors, slight different designs, but all of them are like designed to accent this necklace in some way, shape, or form. On Unda's necklace, there would be a beautiful dark green gem just sort of nestled into the coin. And she would sort of look over the posting. Flipping over to the back, she would touch this almost green jeweled gem on the medallion, glancing at it. As you would see on the back of this particular parchment, after she touches the medallion, this symbol would sort of sprinkle into life. This dark blue wave is almost what it looks like. This like churning motion, this very simple glyph that's just sort of largely printed on the back of this. Ah, excellent. Okay. I believe Garther is likely in the midst of his morning routine, but he did make mention that we are to immediately show anyone interested, groups or individuals, we should show them to his office. So if you all are prepared, please right this way, follow me. And she would proceed to just start walking ahead of all of you.
Just for a little bit of clarification, you said that was like on the posting itself. So
Yeah.
was that like that was just like a little verifier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
As we're walking, I'm gonna stand behind Koski and cast Detect Magic.
Ooh, go ahead and post detect magic for me, Aelity. Concentration 10 minutes. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Give me a concentration check real quick.
Yes, sir.
There's probably a lot going on here.
It'd be con,
Your-
correct?
Yeah, just a constitution.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like your eyes are gonna light up.
Fuck.
Ooh. Thankfully you can sort of recast this obviously, and there's no immediate threat of losing this concentration. But as you sort of cast it up, as you guys were beginning to enter this large spire, it's almost like someone just turned the lights up to the highest. The sun is in your eyes, and you're just hard blinking, stagger step for a minute. Everything is lighting up. And in a previous endeavor, you had sort of tested this theory, though you weren't so close proximity to the spire itself. And now that you're in its presence, almost every figure is letting off not even just their own magic aura, but sporting the magic items they may have on their person. Floors, ceiling, walls, doors, just glowing with these enchantment magics, some of them even sporting illusion magic. As you begin to enter the threshold, you're kind of catching up, and you begin to take in the figures around you, focusing on Koski. There would be almost a glow, and you would maybe stagger for just a minute again, maybe lingering to the back of the group as you're just sort of taking in everyone's aura at this point. Sort of hard to focus in.
As you're flashbanging yourself.
there would be a very faint glow from Koski, but it's more like he himself is giving off a glow. Almost like a faint moonlight coming off him and the large axe he brandishes.
Okay.
And you would maybe also secondarily pick this up, since you have a high passive perception. Not going to make you roll for it. Everything with your friends seems normal. No strange changes or anything like that. But Marius, he's also giving off a very similar glow to Koski's. A little more blue, a little more prominent, with his own magic aura still there as well. But it's like his body is radiating that energy, like his skin is lit up in a very similar moonlight fashion.
Okay. Interesting. Still staggering, just oh shit.
It's a lot. You're you're squinting to take these in, looking through your hand at times, oh my god, everything is magic here.
Okay. I'm gonna look forward at the girl, see if it's not too blinding, if I can see the lady that's walking us too.
She would have her own, again, her own personal aura, sort of these mix of blues and greens. When she would sort of turn back to just check that everyone is following her, the necklace would give off its own very light green aesthetic from the gem itself physically. Nothing strange. No
No deep
inklings of.
purples.
No, I was about to say no inklings of that deep textured, almost like tie-dye cascade of purples.
Okay. Just keep walking forward.
All right.
consistently looking around just to see if I see any inkling of chaos magic.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. High perception, easy enough as you sort of keep your detect magic up. Again, proceeding to lead you all, receptionist Anda would walk you all into the central scriptorium proper. Walking in, sort of like the front of the party, moving at a fairly brisk pace, she'd be sort of leading you all. As our party enters, you would all instantly notice that even though this central tower is, while it is wide, it is a little more narrow compared to some of the other towers, extremely tall, but a little more narrow. The inside portion does not quite match that. Clearly, some sort of spatial enchantment magic has been used because the interior is massive, easily double the size of what you expected. As you all move in and begin to take in these inside, altered portions, each of you would clearly see that, again, a lot of magic here used, almost like your college days. This place reminds you a little bit of the Biblioplex in a few ways. From there, our group would be led through a massive library, 2 floors consisting of nothing but rows and rows and rows of bookcases. While the bookcases aren't stacked impressively high, much like the grand libraries you guys may be used to from college, they are certainly spread throughout these 2 floors. Seeing as you all begin to approach the center, there would be an overlooking balcony on the 2nd floor where you can just see, again, continuing rows of books. An impressive amount. Maybe even comparable to the Biblioplex without really diving into it. It's hard to tell, but there's a lot of knowledge to be gained here. And as you guys are being led through by Unda, she would begin to approach what seems like probably one of the far sides, I guess, of the interior wall. Seeing as she's walking towards what looks like 4 simple doors just in a row nestled into this very elaborate, beautiful stone wall just on the rim of the library here. Each door looking fairly identical, and each one having a corresponding stone tablet placed into the wall right next to it at about level where each door handle would be. For our context as players, it's almost like each door would have like an iPad right next to it.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Very strange. And Unda wouldn't miss a beat as she would begin leading you all to the closest door. Approaching it in stride, she would place her hand onto the stone tablet. After a moment, there would be a brief thrum of energy, and she would begin to trace out what looks like glyphs, finishing up with 3 simple glyphs. And who here in our party is proficient in Arcana? Do we have anyone that is proficient in Arcana?
Oh,
I am proficient.
You're proficient in Arcana?
Yes.
yeah, I'm a sorcerer. It just kind of comes naturally to me.
Koski, I'm guessing you do not have Arcana.
I mean, you know me.
Also, these stone plates, they're just like completely like blank stone, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just look like a blank slate of stone. Once she places her hand on it, they do almost glow ever so faintly, but these glyphs that she begins drawing, those are prominent and they stay lingering as she draws out 3 of them. And I guess with Marius being our only one proficient in Arcana,
I have a +3.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Marius, you pick up that while she isn't using a spell exactly, she would be seemingly applying these 3 magical glyphs onto the tablet. Each glyph seemingly corresponding to some sort of point of magic, almost like a magical input system. And as you sort of sit and watch these 3 glyphs sort of being placed on, having their own light green manner to them, for Aelidy's context, the 3 glyphs that she draws out have the same matching magic aura as her pendant gave off. And again, the door for you, Aelidy, shining bright. The tablet at first wasn't glowing, but now is just its own beacon of energy. You're just like, man, there's a lot going on here. For Marius, without needing to roll anything, you understand this is a interesting use, essentially, of the prestidigitation cantrip. As these inputs are placed onto the tablet, the door flanking it would begin to let off a bluish glow. Aelity, you would notice that shift of magic going from almost a stationary enchantment to giving off a evocation magic almost immediately as those 3 glyphs are finished. Unda sort of looking over. Thankfully, he's only a few doors into the 4th floor. This way, please. Watch your step. Watch your step. And she grabs the handle. Right this way. And she walks through the door. All of you, sort of looking, following in tow. There would just be a simple, small wooden staircase that would lead up, almost as if like walking up to an attic of some kind. And at the top of this, maybe 20-foot staircase, there would be a closed door with a very similar glowing blue energy just radiating. Aelity, as you get close, this whole hallway is just gleaming with illusion, evocation magic, a little bit of transmutation. Like, keeping detect magic up is a little strenuous.
Yeah. She's probably, her head's down at certain times, just rubbing her eyes. Like, oh, God.
And as Unda leads you up these stairs, again, only about 20 feet or so, she would reach the top door, grabbing the handle, opening it, making her way out. She would sort of stay next to the door, holding the handle as if holding it open for each of you. Right. Okay, I got you all up. And as soon as the last of you sort of crosses the threshold of the door, she would very dutifully shut the door, make sure it's shut. Very important to close the top door behind you. Closes the connection off. Very important.
Right.
I mean, many complications to go through the door, yes?
No, I mean, what do you complication? I don't.
So much security to
That was-
come here, yes?
Secured. I mean, not really. Security, not really.
Oh, I mean, in
Just
my village, we just go
means-
through door. No magic need.
Doesn't. I don't. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, it's not. Please, right this way again. It's only a couple of doors down. She begins moving you guys away from essentially what looks like another bank of 4 doors just nestled into the wall.
Goodness.
As
How do you keep track of all this?
these
What I
very
say.
simple measures of input. Each input takes you to a certain floor. I don't. Once you learn it, I mean, it's like anything else. It's like back of hand. And following Unda, you all would now be in what looks like a large stone hallway. The surface and texture here being much different than the walls and interior of that sort of ground floor, massive 2-story library. As you all begin to enter, the entire structure here has this uneven aesthetic to it. Mismatch bricks were used to construct the walls and ceiling and even parts of the floor. Though there would be beautiful sort of rugs that sort of go out through most of the center of the hallway here. The entire hallway would be this, again, almost like a beautiful mismatch aesthetic of brickwork. Not too much accoutrement or additional extra bits or art hanging about. There would be the occasional window, and there would be the occasional large metal door. You would pass 3 of these large metal doors and maybe 4 or 5 of these windows that sort of look out to this beautiful ocean view. And Unda not really doing too much talking, just sort of walking by, probably looking at the doors as you sort of pass each one. Each one fairly identical, no real telling factors or nameplates or anything, just passing them sort of in succession, passing a few windows sort of tucked in between.
Is she doing different symbols each time, or is she using the same symbols on the stone tablet?
I mean, you guys only saw her use. Oh, you mean like when she first did it?
Oh, she hasn't done it for each door. It was just the first one.
You guys are just passing doors. You're not walking through it. You guys are walking down a hallway, passing windows and doors, basically.
My bad.
That's all
I
good.
misunderstood.
It's all good. And as you begin to pass a few of these doors, you would eventually reach one. Unda sort of stopping, doing a little bit of a turn towards it. Here we are, Garther, the Wise's office. Master Garther. She would walk up and give a hearty metal or a hearty knock on the metal door, just kung, kung, kung. And after you're all sort of standing awkwardly, 5, 6, 15 seconds go by, and you would hear a heavy click, followed by another, almost like a slide lock, like a and the door would open. This large metal door would wrench itself open. You would see a human woman would be answering the door. She would be wearing a similar attire to Unda, but this human's sort of clothing would be a little bit more practical, not quite so flowy and robe-like like Unda's and the other receptionists. This human woman would have sort of short sleeves, more pants instead of a dress-like garb, a little bit more form-fitting, not quite so loose and baggy. This woman would also have what looks like an identical gold chain with a medallion on it. Her gem being a very light, almost like a wispy silver. And she would sort of give like a bit of a look. And Unda, oh, Paige Wu, I didn't know you were here. I would have summoned you. I'm so sorry. And Paige Wu would sort of raise a hand. Not an issue at all. I was actually just busy prepping the lab anyway, so didn't catch me in the middle of anything too. Oh, company. Already. Wow. Okay. Garther will be extremely pleased. Hello. I am Paige Wu, current assistant to Master Garther. Actually, sorry. Receptionist Unda, thank you so much for showing them here. I got our guests. The tiefling would give a bit of a nod. All right. Best of luck. Hope you get the job. And receptionist Unda would give a little bit of a little curtsy and make her way
Thank you
back
so
down.
much, and
Bert would be like, thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Really quick.
Yes, please. Come in. The master is currently doing a little bit of paperwork at his station, but not a worry. And you would
I'm
see.
sure universities always have paperwork to do. Am I right?
I mean, he's a very, very busy man. Time is very valuable here in the laboratory. Let's put it that way.
Really quick, Matt. Can I do like a perception or something for? You said something about the gemstones and the necklaces of these two individuals.
Yeah, each of them having, again, the medallion and chain looks very similar that each of them wore and many individuals downstairs had. But you would pick up that the gem centered in each medallion would be different from
It wasn't
each one.
Unda's green.
Oh shit! How do I?
Unda's was green.
How do I turn on the?
Oh, how do you? It's the wheel next to spells, and then the rolls query.
Query advantage.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. But we'll take your
Got
14. What are you going for? What are you trying to perceive?
Do the gemstones look familiar to Koski?
With a 14? No.
Okay.
No.
That's pretty.
I mean, they're very beautiful. They're pretty large.
Pretty beautiful necklace you have there.
Oh, thank you. Don't get a lot of compliments on it. Everyone just sort of it's just everyone has a necklace around here. Please. And she's like holding the door open as you all enter, shutting it behind you. As she does shut it, she does shut the lower like sliding lock, just like clanking it back in. Right. Welcome to the Lapis Universities. Wait, you probably already got that. Sorry, I have only been here for about a year or so.
It's okay.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Master Arthur will be pleased to already have hopeful candidates coming forward. That is exciting, very exciting. As all of you are sort of in the space, you've all taken a very cluttered study that you've entered, seeing many shelves and bookcases here. The mainly nestled in the corner closer to you, very much like a study, like a lot of shelves, books, tomes. There would be a table in between you and the bookshelves that's just littered again with tomes, parchments, ink quills. On the other side of this, fairly decent sized rectangle room that you've stepped into, you can see what looks like a little bit more of like a practical like lounge. Seeing a few chairs, a couch, all nestled around a coffee table. And you would see sort of lining the back walls on that opposite side of the room. There'd be a few racks, cabinets, a large armoire, a couple other means of stowing what looks like a large amount of alchemical supplies. They sort of loosely encircle the sitting space and take up the opposite side corner that you guys basically entered from. As you guys can look across at that study storage area. Also taking in what looks like an open doorway. No visible door, just an open doorway on the opposite side. Again, sort of in between the storage area and that lounge. A door that would proceed forward into what looks like an alchemical laboratory of some kind. It's almost like a mix of tinkering elements can be seen tossed in there amongst the beakers and vials and the other strange means. And seeing even further past that laboratory, you guys can see on the opposite side there's another door. These interior spaces again much larger than you anticipated. The magic here is throughout. Aelity, if your detect magic is up, I mean the room itself is giving off energy. Without like a perception check to like dial it in, it's hard to see where exactly it could be coming from because the walls, ceiling, floor, door, the lock she just hit, all of it is radiating some form of magic.
God damn.
Right. So over here to the lounge, feel free to take a seat, you grab a chair, get on the couch, whatever you prefer. You could stand if you want. That also is fine. Whichever you prefer. I'll go fetch the master. Again, he's just over in his station. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, thank you.
Right. And she would sort of walk past you all. She would sort of usher you all to the couches and chairs on the opposite side of this rectangle room. Again, they're fairly nice, nothing too lavish or over the top, but cozy enough. And as Paige Wu shows you all this like little lounge, she would walk through that open doorway. Again, no visible door blocking it off. She would just pass through it, crossing the laboratory and reaching that next door, the closed door on the opposite side of the laboratory. She would reach it, open the door, sort of slide in, shut it. And now that you guys are sort of here at this lounge in this very strange, cluttered looking study / storage / sitting area, I guess sort of having your first moment alone really since sort of getting to the central scriptorium. What's sort of our vibe? Anything particular going on from everyone?
Brett is standing. I imagine there's not like enough seating for this many people if it's as cluttered as it sounds.
Fair. It's definitely fair.
So Brett's standing and he's sort of like, he has a kind of restlessness about him because he's ready to do stuff. So he's kind of swaying side to side, like almost bouncing between his feet, looking around.
Koski's
Gail definitely would have been one of the first to take a seat. And then just looking around, taking in the whole room, trying to like a pre-insight check on the living space and conditions beforehand. But I feel like she gets a good idea, kind of cloistered scholar, bit of a hoarder.
Definitely. You're definitely
What's the
picking up
word?
on those elements.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to leave much, but has people bring him stuff most likely. So that's what it seems like.
I think that Koski would be like kind of like squishing himself into the room, like just trying to not to take up a lot of space, make sure that he doesn't bump into anything, like anything.
You probably do once or twice. Nothing damaging. You probably catch most of it. You're pretty quick, but like you knock over like a small tower of books and catch it. Maybe bump into the coffee table as you like try to like find a space to just exist.
Oh,
I
How
think Gale
tall
would
is Koski?
catch something with a mage hand.
he's six.
You
He's
know?
6'7".
Big
Dang.
boy.
6'7",
He's a
yeah,
big
big
boy.
boy.
I think A Liddy would just be taking in everything, all the magical items. It's literally like the sun in this room, it seems like. So
Yeah, you're sitting on the surface of the sun as far as brightness is concerned. Like it's not as bad as it was down in the actual library ground floor. That place was gnarly. A little more subdued up here. Still like kind of hard to keep focus. Some of the furniture doesn't really light up too much, though you can tell it definitely has some like durability enchants placed on a lot of the stuff in here, like bookshelves, like on the walls they have those similar enchants with illusion magic, with spatial magic. It's like, oh
I
man,
bet a lot of the beakers have durability enchants.
yes, it's like it's just like, oh
Yeah, I guess
Also,
now that it's a bit quieter, Gale's like, "You okay, Elodie?" Looking at you,
yep, I'm fine. And she's like blinking rapidly.
squinting.
Also too, just looking around the room, see if I can find a ping. Chaos magic.
give me a perception check. I won't give you disadvantage. The DC will be a little higher since it may be washed out a touch, especially if it's in something or around something.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Nice,
17.
17. Nice roll, Liddy. You're sort of taking in the space. Nothing immediately catches you off, but you're on high alert. You're like on the lookout for it. You're managing to sort of fight through the brightness, sort of picking your battles. You'll like glance over at a corner for a minute, like close your eyes for a second, like, oh, okay. Glance at the next corners, try to like take the room piece by piece. But nothing really alerts you too much. Nothing yet.
Try to fight off the headache that I can clearly tell is about to happen.
You're a champ, though. You're a champ. You're pushing through. You're pushing through. If there's nothing else, about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes would pass loosely. Page Wu eventually returning, sort of stepping through the doorway loosely, turning to usher a figure through that open doorway. They just crossed through the threshold of the laboratory, entering the study proper. Following behind her would be a meek-mannered and frail half-orc. His age would be overly apparent as each of you take in his presence as he enters the study. Thin and wispy gray hair clings to his wrinkled head, sporting thick spectacles and these lavish leather robes that seem a little too baggy on his meager frame. As they entered the space, they would give the group sort of a brief glance and a bit of a nod as they are immediately moving to take a seat on any open chair. As they begin to move in, they would take a seat, looking and taking all of you in almost as a unit rather than individuals. As soon as he sort of nestled in this space, sort of glancing at all of you in these brief moments as they entered, Page Wu would begin to speak as this aged orc takes his seat. Master Garthur the Wise, here are the hopeful applicants. I actually did not catch their names. And she would be cut off rather rudely. Garthur the Wise would sort of wave a hand off. Fine. Not another word, Wu. I am sure these fine folks can speak well enough for themselves, Mrs. Wu. Page Wu, looking fairly rejected, would sort of turn, not making eye contact with anyone or even Garthur, as Garthur would sort of turn back, beaming at the five of you. Please, forgive my page here. She is still learning the formalities. I am Master Garthur Furymaw the Wise. Giving this sort of half bow while remaining seated in their chair.
Oh, Aelity will bow. Team Snarl, nice to meet you.
Aelity?
Gale.
As soon as you're able to, Aelity, you take in
Okay.
this figure,
Uh-huh.
you immediately see purple colorations
Fuck.
in his own aura. Immediately.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of figured that's why I said Team Snarl.
Ooh.
Ooh, he's creepy. He's a creepy man.
Team Snarl.
That's rude. Just how he looks.
Fair enough. Is this your group name? Is this what I'm to refer to you as?
Yes, we've been together for quite some
No.
time.
No.
Okay. Gonna whip around, just like, come on.
I give you a fucking death stare.
That's fair.
Well, it's just a little
Well,
confusing
and
because
from these
like
guys,
this guy's
you-
new, and Brett points at
I
Koski.
mean, I don't feel like we discuss group name before somebody just say who we are.
So it's more like Team Snarl and friend.
Yeah, I guess Team Snarl and
+1.
friend.
I mean, would you like individual name? I mean, my name Koski.
Koski. Very well. It's good to meet Koski, and sort of glancing to all of you as if they're expecting any other introduction, or are we leaving it at that?
Gale would have, as soon as he had like been walked in and introduced, like she would have stood up for that. And then I feel like with her passive 18 perception, she'd probably pick up on what Aelity is trying to put down. Be like, my name is Tempest, and kind of like curtsy, and then like stare at Brett. Be like, please.
Brad. Nice to meet you.
Koski will also stare at all of you guys, very confused.
Should I sell it? Right? Can I roll a persuasion?
I mean,
Deception.
Or I guess it's deception, huh?
Yeah, you could give me a deception.
Is that how you say it too? I'm Brad.
Yeah, 'cause he was like about to get. Then you were like, "I'm Tempest," and he was like, "Brad." Sorry to interrupt you, Tempest. He's like so nervous because like he kept fucking up calling people by the right names last time we tried this.
I'm Brad.
That's okay, Brad.
All right, let's see that deception. Jesus.
Can I give advantage?
Oh,
Nice.
God.
That's a 6.
I'll give you advantage with Gale. I think that is a fair ask. That's a fair ask.
Please.
Take two.
Replying. It's like,
Oh,
And
not
improvement.
much better. An 8.
It doesn't matter.
It's not Fred's game, you guys. You should have prepared him. He needs a script. He needs rehearsals.
I guess we should have discussed this option beforehand, but
Sorry for my friend Brett. Just a little nervous.
You already.
All right. Well, I have some names. Like glances Mary's his way. No names, and right. Either way, joyous to meet all of you, I'm sure. Firstly, let me express my gratitude for your interest in my job posting. I was hopeful to get responses soon, but I already have some hopefuls. This is truly exciting. First things first, what would your group's qualifications be? What skills does our troop here pose?
Well, I mean, Koski very experienced monster hunter and very experienced in the realm of slutty. As you can see around neck, I have many encounter. And by very fashionable clothing that Koski has put together, yes?
Ah, that is very true. I did not notice. Excellent. 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 And this goes for the rest of the troop?
Yes, we have been monster hunting for, how long have we been together?
2.
3
Couple of
years?
years now.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Take Koski word. Very capable.
Couple sounds nice.
Very capable individuals.
Someone in my party, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
I will do that.
Only because of our hesitations at first. He's needs a little convincing.
Yep, I will do that.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Nice. A 27 from Aelity. And Garther would sort of like lean back in the armchair. He's sort of nestled in. Well, this is excellent. This is even better than I could hope for. Look, let's cut right to it. I suppose the job I need done is delicate. A job that not only requires a steady blade, but a calm mind. I have recently heard rumor of a Slod sighting along the northern sides here on this island that we're on, Kusinikati. And to make matters more interesting, this singular report lacked any other mention of its exact coloration or variety, giving us very little insight into what exactly may be lurking on the northern shores. But not enough to dissuade us from trying, I suppose. As I'm sure all of you are very aware, there is a vast difference from just a green slod to even a death slod. They are fairly dynamic, strange entities.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what kind we're dealing with?
Not in particular. That's why I needed a hardy band. That's why I think this troop is all too perfect for what we need done.
I mean,
I guess the real question is what slot would you like in particular?
Fair question. Fair question. Honestly, if I had it my way, a death slot would be rather good. They are very strong, dominant creatures. One of the most powerful of their types, quite honestly. Fascinating. But honestly, I would be willing for blue, red. Those would be the true prize.
I mean, how many we deal with, and you care if they alive or dead?
Oh,
think
dead.
said it's one.
Dead. I believe it is one. Dead is totally fun. We need to rid these lands, right? We must ensure the safety of the populace. What if it were to wander south, find its way
I mean,
here?
Koski completely agree.
Of course.
Is there anything that you need in particular from these slots, or we just kill them and bring them to you?
Yes, very, very smart, young lady. With that said, the job at hand is fairly straightforward, ending this slod's existence. But I do require, at minimum, a sloddy heart, 3 vials of its blood, and, most importantly, if
The
this slod or
gem.
sloddy, Jim, no, the
Oh.
Jim. Why would I need I understand of where you may be thinking. Yes, having the gem may give you possession over it, but that can be overcome. I am a man of great transmutation abilities.
Oh.
But
Okay.
again,
That's just worth a lot of money.
it can
all.
be to the right hands if you haven't destroyed the creature. The trick with the gem, if you are to find it, is to get it out and leave it alive, so that way you may actually tame it. If you kill it and then get this gem, it is virtually nothing but a showpiece, which I suppose could net its own value.
What was
But I
the
digress.
last thing you wanted?
Thank you. Tempest, most importantly, if this Slod, or possibly even Sloddy, if that is the case, if they are blue or red, I require at least one of you to be infected by the disease of the Sloddy, or as us scholars call it, the phage permutation.
I'm sorry, what now?
Okay.
That would
Did
be
we
the
learn about this disease in class?
Yeah, all of you immediately as this is said. I mean, Koski, yours is again a little more practical on the field knowledge. But everyone else, you had read about this. Blue and red sloddy, they sort of spread, they breed via essentially attacking a creature, usually with their claws. Again, the mutations can vary, but they attack a creature with their claw. And when they do that, they impart a disease on them. And over the course of a couple of months, you think that disease will begin to gestate as it moves towards the heart and form into a slod tadpole, in which case it will burst through the host and consume them as part of the birthing process.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh my
You
God.
want one of us to get pregnant?
Again, if it is blue or red, we have no way of guaranteeing, but if I could get my hands on that disease, it would be crucial to my work. If you are able to get this disease and return back to me, I can extract it with ease. Once it is cured and we have possession of it, you all will receive your gold. Perhaps that would be a better place to persuade you. If you can return here with its heart, 3 vials of its blood, I will give your party 600 gold pieces. Split as you see fit. I do not know how your phonetics work. But if this lot in question happens to be blue or red, I will reward any member that returns infected with the phage permutation an additional 100 gold pieces.
I mean, as long as you promise to take it out of Koski, I'm pretty sure I can bring back because I will definitely get hit by whatever we are going up against.
You said 100 gold per infection.
Yes, directly to that individual. Again, I don't know your dynamics, how you do pay splits. I don't really want to get into those politics again with another group, but 600 gold to the lot of you for getting me the heart and its blood. 100 gold for each person that volunteers, important, volunteers to become infected, will receive 100 gold pieces upon being cured.
Honestly, I know this is kind of out in the open and all, but I think it's fair we split the rest, and if you get infected, you can keep that. Sound good? Yeah. We don't need to split that up.
It's fine.
Anybody else willing to get pregnant with Koski?
No, thank you. Oh, Jesus.
I think Quint would get really mad at me.
Oh, you have a lover back home, yes?
God.
Well, it's not really back home.
Hey, Brett.
but-
Hey. let's pay attention.
Right. Sorry.
Garther's right there.
You're fine. Let's pay attention.
Yeah, these sightings, they've been reported by the Mizani clan, lizard folk clans, tribes living along the west sides of the island here. They reported this on the north side, so that was its last sighting. This was several days ago. I believe about 4 days was the actual reporting of it, so it could be anywhere, honestly, but thankfully it's on the opposite side from here, and that is the true success.
Okay. Well, when would you like us to start?
As soon as possible, if at all possible. If you could have at least its heart and blood back within 10 days, I may be inclined for another monetary bonus, depending on how quick you manage to return. But that can be
Perfect.
discussed upon completion.
Perfect. Well, our friend's gonna get pregnant, so you'll probably have everything. Is there anything else that you need from us?
Well, that's only if it's blue or red.
I mean,
Which shit will be.
is not first time Koski
There's
got
no-
pregnant by Slutty.
What?
Yes.
Well, he
It's
does
been-
fight them all the time.
You know what? Yeah, I shouldn't be that surprised.
And you survived?
Oh yes, I mean, again, good healers able to take right out anybody with very enhanced, capable magical prowess.
Exactly. See, reassurance. Even if something does go wrong in the extraction process, a proficient healer here on the Lapis University could purge it.
That's true. Like Greater Restoration would probably just like destroy it.
Well, to be clear, I don't have that kind of magic, Koski. I just have like the regular
Yeah,
healing
no,
magic.
it's fine. Like I said, the Garthor over here promised to extract Slud baby out of Koski. Yes.
Precisely, my friend.
Question. Once you extract, what do you do with the tadpole in his bloodstream? Do you just kill it, or do you keep it for further inspection?
Oh, if you return back quickly, it will not be in its tadpole stages. That is months into the process. It will likely still be in a coagulated state, likely mixing with the bloodstream. It will travel through the system, begin collecting at the heart over the span of about a month and a half or so. Once it's all there, that is when it begins to really congeal together and begins to essentially turn to embryo.
Ew, so you're just collecting some goop? Ugh.
Precisely. Just some goop.
And then it forms and bursts out of your chest.
Ugh.
Okay. Well, let's go get you pregnant there, Koshki.
Koski is ready.
Excellent. Excellent. Koski, Tempest, Brett, and Team Snarl. Snarl,
You-
folk.
You can call me
all-
D.
D. Right. And Silent Friend. If this is all we need, Paige Wu will escort you back to the front of the Central Scriptorium. If you do have any further questions, yeah, do you still have the listing? Was that returned to you?
I think Unda took it.
Of course. And he looks back at Paige Wu. I specifically mentioned keeping hold of that. And Paige Wu sort of like bows her head.
Yeah, I mean, it did say like keep it to up to this point, so we did kind of follow the instructions on the posting.
For paperwork reasons, I'd rather not have that floating about. But fair enough. And he
Maybe we could find Unda again.
possibly, sure. You never know here. Right,
I
let
mean,
me
she
go
should
write
just be,
something.
like outside the tower, right?
Receptionists are busy workers.
I mean, she was just kind of standing out there when we got here.
Not
Anyway,
quite
it's
sure what
fine.
you're implying, young lady.
Well, I thought that's like what her job, like like to wait outside the tower.
Right. Excellent. You all remain here. I will get you more official paperwork. Ugh, and he like very slowly pushes himself up from the chair. Ugh. And he begins walking back. As soon as you return, use the paperwork. I will part with Paige Wu. Gain access. We will extract it, take the required minimum heart, blood vials, and get you all paid. Get you some coin.
Jeez.
He walks off. Paige Wu sort of like just a step or two behind, going through the laboratory, past that, through the open doorway, past the laboratory to that door. Going in, shutting it behind them, leaving you all to your own devices again for hopefully another minute or so, as it's just our group in this lounge in this rectangle room.
What did we want from this guy again? Because this is the guy that Professor Onyx wanted us to like ask something about, right?
Part of it is we're not entirely sure whose side
What
he's
she's
on.
Yeah.
If he's good or bad.
Also, can we agree not to go by Team Snarl anymore?
That's fair.
We are
That
on
does
the run.
that does kind of tie us back
Yeah, it's
to
true.
the school.
Hardcore. We were kind of famous.
Yeah, it's fair. You had to
Alright.
think
I'm
on the
trying to remember
fly,
what
dude.
No, you
I'm trying to
didn't.
think.
You didn't ask
What
for
do
a
I?
group name at all.
What does Brett know about the things that are being said around school? Because he would have shared that with everyone else. Like, it was the story being framed as like Team Snarl takes off in the night after blah 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 blah.
Or is it buried? No one said anything.
So the next school year still has about a little under 3 weeks till it starts up. But as far as like the last that Quint had heard, and maybe what you guys have picked up on the road, it was definitely like what you were saying. Everything has been like framed and turned against you guys, where you were the perpetrators of this attack on an innocent student and fled after like trying to be confronted by the dean of order, and fled campus shortly after, and haven't been found, haven't returned home, and yeah.
Yeah, maybe not the best choice.
Well, now looking at it, of course, it's not.
At least I picked up on what you were trying to
to do.
Did you see something? Or
We're completely out, correct?
No, you guys are still like sitting in
Yeah.
the study.
Mhm.
Like this is kind of like another
Just
brief,
one for a minute.
2 or 3 minutes before you come back, or before they should come back with some more paperwork that'll hopefully get you entry back into this place when you return.
Mhm.
Yes, he try and whisper as soft as possible. He has chaos magic in his aura.
Excuse me.
I wonder if that answers our question if he's good or bad.
I have no idea at this point.
Well, she wanted to know whose side he was on. Does that not answer our question, or do we just blatantly ask and pull a Kellen and tell him everything? Marius, what do you think?
Yeah, see, the last time we did that, things didn't really go so well in our favor.
Yeah, Brett's boyfriend almost died.
Well, no, that was before. That happened before we spilled the beans.
Regardless, someone we cared about almost died.
What are new friends whispering about?
Old times.
No can.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff going on, Koski. It's complicated.
I mean, you can fill Koski in if you like. Koski good listener. Maybe help out with problems.
Maybe
Yeah, we just
on
met
the-
you. It's
on the way.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll fill you in on the way once
No.
we're out of here.
Yeah, it's
no,
okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep. I'm gonna close like the circle, like kind of just close him off too a little bit with my body.
Okay.
Just angle him out.
Yeah.
He's
Close
already
off
like hunched over
the
and like
6'7".
practically clutching himself.
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
clearly like just over me, but
Aw.
Hey, Koss, can you just give us 1 second, please, buddy?
Yes. My apologies, friends.
Yeah,
It's
no.
okay.
Aw.
It's okay. It's okay.
apology accepted. Thank you.
He just like plugs his ears with with his finger.
Start singing like his homeland anthem.
We are back into. Yeah. So, do we want to confront him? Do we want to just say whose side is he on, or is there another way to go about it?
Let's get this job done first. Build a little rapport and see what might come out naturally, and then we can go from there. Who knows? Maybe Onyx will show up before we're done. I don't know.
I agree,
Yeah.
especially right out the gate. Not a good idea to just confront him about this.
Yeah. No.
Also, like, we could really use some more money. So this is a really good paying job.
Yeah, like more money now is less money we have to work for later. Brett says that like it's really profound. Like, God.
Boom! I just thought of that like 3 days ago, and I've been saving it for the
I
perfect
realized.
I love it.
Follow my TikTok for more financial advice.
Brett Hotman on TikTok. I will say, another 2-ish minutes pass before Paige Wu would return, crossing the laboratory after walking through the closed door, shutting it behind her, walking through the open doorway that leads to this like rectangle study/lounge you guys are currently in.
We make sure to break from our circle before they get back.
Yeah, you probably hear like the door shut. She's not trying to be quiet. You hear her footsteps through the kind of spacious laboratory.
Koski, take your fingers
Yeah,
out.
I'll use message so he can hear me and just think, we're done.
Okay. Hello.
It's
You're
like
a good singer.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we actually kind of listened for just a minute. We were done.
I like the second song.
Great appreciation. Is a song for saloon that we sing back in Bolivia.
Oh, I thought it was a sad song. I started getting worked up. I misunderstood.
Paige Wu would sort of step into the space. She would have what looks like a kind of small, very tightly rolled looking scroll. A bit of a hard band wrapped around it with a wax press sort of keeping it all rolled up. She would sort of walk over, probably offering it to Koski, since he's kind of been the most straightforward one that they haven't had to ask too many questions about.
What?
Here you are, sir. That should get you access back here once you guys have returned with the necessary materials. If there's no further questions, I can go ahead and get you guys back downstairs.
Oh, many thank yous. Ooh.
Excellent.
All right. She would walk you over to the large metal door, undo that hard sort of sliding latch, let all of you out, close it behind her. You guys would walk down the mismatched sort of brick hallway again, passing again a couple of those matching metal doors, pass by in the hallway, a couple windows looking out into that beautiful oceanic scene. Getting back to the doors, Paige Wu would do a very similar putting hand on one of the tablets next to this bay of doors, picking out just the closest one. Putting a few glyphs onto its face before the door would thrum with the blue energy. All of you passing down another set of stairs out into the sort of ground floor of the central scriptorium library itself. Shutting the door behind her very dutifully as you all pass through. They would guide you kind of winding through the maze-like library and the many, many shelves. getting you back to those large, sort of permanently open arch doors that sort of look out. Again, your point of view as you begin to approach, you could essentially see that little entrance to the Link of Knowledge, that bridge that connects this place to the main shelf of Port Starsail. And as you sort of get back to that doorway, Paige Wu would give you all like a very slight, like, half torso bow. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you all when you return.
Thank you, Paige.
It should not be too long. Like I said, very capable crew here, so be back in no time flat.
Oh, yeah. Master Garther has no doubt in you, Koski.
Purposefully phrased.
I think he would just
Yeah.
like try to like mimic her bow and stuff. And shall we be on our way, friends? Yes.
Yeah. Well, what? I guess it's like kind of noonish now.
Yeah, you would look up. It would probably be beginning to like approach 11:30 noon or so. Yeah, about to reach that midday mark.
Is there any? This could probably be a couple days to get up there, right? We got a couple days journey. Probably need to get some supplies. Are we just gonna walk? I guess we're walking.
Is it gonna take us a couple days to get there?
I would say you guys have had a little bit of time here in Port Starsail, like 2.5-ish months. You would know if you were essentially to walk from Port Starsail, which is at the south of this like very like slender, like very narrow island that it rests on.
Mhm.
To get to that opposite north point is like 3 days, 3.5 days, maybe 2.5 days, depending on weather and terrain. The main trouble being there aren't a whole lot of like established roads. There are some along certain sections, but once you kind of get past a certain point, you're just walking through essentially like a jungle.
So even if we wanted to pay money for like horses or carriage, like it probably wouldn't be beneficial.
Yeah, like they'd be good for maybe like the first day or so of travel, but after that, it's a gamble.
Is there like a
Yeah.
boat ferry? Yeah. One
Uh,
city to the other, one
I
side to the other.
don't know if there's any like river passage or something to go.
Or something that just travels along, just a little offshore, but just sails you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like just go around the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's no good road, but like 5 days by boat, you have to deal with anything. Kind
Give me a investigation check. I'll give you advantage since I'm assuming your party's probably helping piece this together, unless it's a solo endeavor.
Oh,
wow.
Nat 20
Natural
for a
20.
22.
We out
Nice.
here.
I'm not
Uh,
jungle people.
This is the big brain meme of like we're on an island. Just go around the island.
You would definitely find a couple different fishing vessels that would be more than happy to essentially ferry you guys up to the north shores. You could also, if you so choose, you could go to the west shores. You would know, or I guess learn the Nat 20, probably asking any of these fishers. On sort of the west side of this island, there's a couple of like handfuls of like lizard folk clans. Garther did mention these, the Mizani clans. Again, they're fairly nice for the most part, though shouldn't be tempted or tempered too much. A bit of a loose affiliation with the other civilizations of the Pinzari Isles, but kind of fair weather, easily pissed off. But you would know on the east side of the island, there's a bit more of like a rocky cliff face, but there's no lizard folk. But assumingly, most of the danger is going to be from the wildlife, since lizard folk usually don't hunt there. It's not as properly traveled. The terrain and creatures sort of dominating it make those cliff sides kind of more dangerous. Neither one's particularly faster if you go on foot. Going up to the very north point, you would know that it's basically about 3.5 days, 4 days on boat, they could get you to those top northern shores. You're still faced with the walk back one way or another, unless you want to really pay someone to hang out and wait for you guys to return.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's not really gonna be anything there for us to just like call someone back. That sounds a little longer.
It kind of
said,
would
like-
be. It's
You said
safer.
like 2-3. Yeah, that's the trade-off. A little bit
Yeah.
longer, but it's safer.
Yeah, and it's going to cost you, obviously. If you guys head out on foot, you'll probably be fine.
What's the cost? And then I guess we just present it to the group to be like, we get some supplies, stick to the east shore, or we could spend X amount and get a boat for at least one way.
Yeah, how much?
They would charge you each about 12 gold a head.
That's not
Eating
bad.
into our
A
profits.
multi-day endeavor.
It's cheaper than I thought.
Yeah, I
like
thought it was going to
60
be a little bit
gold.
more expensive.
I was hoping
But you
it'd
also
be
gotta
like-
keep in mind, like 12 gold is still that's a lot of gold.
So, yeah, in this
12
world,
gold
it's
for each of you.
Yeah, for each.
This
But in
dude's making a
general-
killing.
For
Yeah.
one way. If it was both ways, I'd be like, ooh. But one way, And if we want him to take us back and like wait, that's gonna be even more because he'd be like, man, I don't know how many days you're gonna take. Like, and I don't know.
the place Kellen went on the way,
I would
or is
say
he like on a different island?
He
That's
went to
from-
Renda. I want to say that was like east or something.
I believe it could be west. I'd have to double check my notes, but you would probably be able to ascertain that Renda is like a couple of days off, and you guys wouldn't
That's
really
a
be leaving the
while.
island. You'd be going like up north, basically. So you'd be moving away from Renda, like either way.
Okay, curious. Yeah, it's just supply up
Renda's on a
and
totally different island, right?
Yeah. He's like you guys would assume on some sort of like sea or air vessel. And
Mhm.
if he's heading there, it's like a completely separate community. It's a small island run by the Water Hollow Brotherhood.
Yeah, I would see what the group wanted to do then. I mean, I'm down for. Yeah, he would just be like 12 gold apiece. We could like sail up, drop us off, wouldn't have to deal with anything, and hike back, or kind of down just to, I guess, hike it. I guess it'd be a little quicker. We have a lot of people kind of MIAs. It'd be nice to speed it up.
As much as Gail would love to take the lazy route, she's in the mindset of we need to save money right now. 12 gold is expensive for a one-way boat trip around an island. That's going to take longer, potentially, than if we just walk it.
Hypothetically, how much would it cost to have the boat sail us there, wait, and sail us back?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh my god.
Natural 20.
We're out here, Marius.
I really want to know
This
these
fisherman
things.
just really likes Marius. I don't know what it is. Maybe they've got the hots for you.
Yeah,
He's been
That's
quiet all
crazy.
day. Now he's just like, so what's up, man? I like your boat.
They would do the 20 gold ahead. They would take you there, wait no longer than 2 days, and then they would return, whether you were back or not.
I just don't know if we want to hike back with that dead animal and us sick.
Well, we need.
Well, no, we don't need the whole. We don't need the whole. We just need a heart and some vials.
Yeah, and then cost you to get pregnant.
Yeah, we don't need the whole body.
I don't know. I think maybe I got caught up because of Koski's leather armor
Yeah,
shit. I was like, that's what he wants
I'm
is hide. Yeah,
sure
okay, that's
Koski.
right.
Well, yeah, but Koski, if he wants to carry whatever back, that's on him.
All right. I think I'm just gonna book the boat for myself. 100 gold. I'll meet you guys there. No, yeah, we could. We'll go by. But I thought we had to take the whole thing back, so I was like, oh, well, maybe it'd be worth it. But
Maybe part of where you're getting confused is like the getting infected part.
yeah, do we know how sick they'll be, or will they just be infected but be able to keep up
I think it's just
I am
a month and a half they're infected.
before it's?
Yeah,
okay.
And
it
then-
sounds like it takes a while for it to really set in. So I don't even know if you'd start showing symptoms until like a couple days after that, like initial
I mean,
infection.
little morning sickness in the
Alright.
beginning, but nothing too terrible.
Then
Yeah, it's probably very minor in the early stages.
yeah, let's walk it. Well, that's my vote. It's out of character.
Well, let's do a little bit of shopping. Let's get like make sure we've got some rations, some fresh vials for blood, something to hold the heart in. Yeah, let's get all that stuff
You know
together.
what?
I'm pretty
You
sure
know what?
the person that's hiring us should give us that and supply that, correct?
He gave us a permission slip to get back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is
He
we're
did open the
investing in our
floor.
business.
He did open the floor once or twice for any inquiries or questions, and
That's
none
true. I
were
didn't
asked.
think
Yeah,
about
we
it.
didn't. Yeah. He had plenty of stuff, and we were too focused on other things.
Thanks.
I mean, Koski assumed.
This is true.
But it's cool. It's fine.
Koski assumed adventurers already had supplies.
Well, I mean, I don't have like vials
We
just
got a
lying
little.
around.
We got a little settled in, so we stopped kind of being so stockpiled.
I mean, yeah, we've got like food at home, but we don't have like rations to take on an extended journey.
Like knock off the dirt and dust from my old Explorer pack out of the closet. I guess I'm using this again.
I mean, Saloon
Uh,
provides many blessings to all along the way.
Yeah, she also helps those that helps themselves. So
Well, you know what? I do have 4 days of rations on me.
plus we got to think
Lied.
about
I
the
do have
non-believers.
rations.
A bunch of hard candies in the bottom of a purse. Well, we found rations were good.
It's a granola bar. Okay, look, no, it's a Heath bar, or no, what are a Cliff bar? That's it. That's the brand. It's a Cliff bar.
Got a Nature Valley bar. If everyone just adds a little water to it, we can reform it. Or everybody just take a pinch and eat.
all right, easy enough. And Gail, since your job, you actually worked at a fairly nice adventuring supply store, if I do.
I did,
recall.
yeah. That's true.
So if you shop
Employee
there,
discount.
you will indeed get a discount.
Hey, yo, guys, I gotta set up. Let's go.
I got a place.
So if anyone wants rations with Gail's discount, it's only 3 silver pieces for 1 day of rations.
Oh, hell yeah.
So feel free to math and add rations. And I'll go through just like the obvious stuff, but if there's anything else you guys would want, obviously feel free to chime in and I'll give you a quote.
I'm gonna add another 3 days of rations. Now I got a week of rations.
I would like 7 days worth of rations.
That'll be 3 times 7, my good sir. Was it 21? That'd be 2 gold, 1 silver.
You bud.
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, how?
Oh, random.
But-
Here
Awkward.
we go. Go, Terrence.
I'll take it.
Just out of curiosity, how many days of rations would Koski have on him already?
I'll let you decide. Because you have your explorer's pack, which kind of comes with a lot of like basic stuff for like adventuring. I don't know how much the default would give you, but I mean, I'll let you make a call. If you're not too terribly strung out for coin at the moment, you got a little to spare.
I mean, he's usually packed for like being on the road for the most part. He doesn't stay in one place for too terribly long. I would say that he has probably at least 4 days worth of rations on him.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and specifically put that in your inventory, just so we know.
But I will go ahead and purchase another 6.
Another 6?
Round it off to 10.
Yeah, I might have 10 days of rations.
So it'll be, for you, Chance, I'll be 1 gold, 8 silver.
We'll just make it 2 gold even.
2 gold, little tip
Yeah.
for him.
Mage hand the money back.
Tip goes to Gail because she's working now.
Who else is picking up some rations? Again, there are only 3 silver pieces for a 1-day ration.
I'm gonna get 3 days more worth of rations.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. It'll be, was that 9 silver?
Yeah. I'm just for a tip. I'll just do 1 gold.
Hell yeah. They definitely won't be pushing that away. They'll take whatever they can get.
I mean, not that Koski questioning healing abilities of Mr. Brett, but what about healing potions?
That's what I was thinking.
I do have 1 basic. I also still have a potion of fire breathing.
Oh yeah.
Just had that for a while. Never needed to use it.
Yeah, I still have a potion. 2d4 plus 2. I think it's one of the original ones.
Kind of potions is the counter selling?
This place wouldn't have any like healing potions. You have to go to like the local, alchemist supply or like remedy
this is a
shop.
bit more general goods adventuring gear.
What time were we thinking of leaving, group?
I guess
Is
as soon
it
as possible.
midday?
Yeah, it's getting close to noon.
We could just head out, after shopping.
First thing in the morning?
Why we gotta wait? Gail's like itching to go.
I don't know. I guess it just feels weird. I guess we can just go.
I mean, set out to take 3.5
I mean, what's
days.
stopping us?
Set out, go half day, settle during night, and travel 3 more days, get there, yes?
Plus, if we get this done within like 10 days, he said there'd be a bonus, possibly.
What?
Yeah, he said that.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote
There'd
it
be a
down.
bonus. Yep.
Let's head out then. Hurry up!
As soon as you're like, oh, bonus?
I still
Hell
like
yeah.
idea of stopping by Alchemist Supply Store, so we can look at healing potions.
Do they have vials here?
They do.
Vials?
They do. With your discount, it's only 5 silver pieces for a vial. So 1
Hell
gold, 5 silver would get you the 3 minimum that you guys would
We're
want.
gonna buy 4 just in case.
maybe grab
Nice.
rope or some kind of sack to put a heart in. Yes. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I was trying to think. What should we
I
put
mean,
the heart
Koski make
in?
you a pretty
Maybe-
necklace like Koski have. Yes. Very good around. I mean, you go by Tempest or you go by Gale.
How big is the
Depend
heart?
on size of
Do you know?
slotty,
Do you know,
yes.
Koski?
Big slotty have big heart.
True.
Do you think it's more than 20 pounds?
Yeah, just general size, like big as my head, smaller.
Yeah, can be as big as your head. Could be
Oh,
a
jeez.
large watermelon if it's really big. Could be like a grapefruit sometimes.
Okay.
Because I do have the handy harvest sack that can pouch that can hold up to 8 cubic feet or 80 pounds of materials.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah, but like maybe
Yeah, let's just get like some cloth and some strings,
Yeah.
so then we can like bundle it up and then put it in your
from now on, I'll
haversack.
leak out
Yeah,
because probably gross.
yeah. So let's
Yeah.
let's just some trash like cloth, just something not nice. Maybe like an empty sack, an empty potato sack or something.
Yeah,
Get that.
the sacks are pretty cheap. They'd probably give you a sack for free, and then you could buy like a
Cool.
decent sized pouch for about 2 silver pieces if you wanted.
Uh,
I mean, it's up to friends.
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Sorry, what did you say was 2 silver pieces?
Like a pouch, like a actual like leather drawstring pouch, if that's also what you're looking for. That's only 2 silver pieces. And again, you could get some sort of sack for free. I'll give you that. Those are
Yeah,
cheap
let's just go
inherently.
with the sack.
Paper sack that it comes with.
Potato
sack.
sack. Good.
Heard someone mention rope. Are we still interested in rope? No? Okay.
I have a rope.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
I have a rope as well.
I had a few
I
things still
don't
listed
have
under me.
rope.
Like I have a torch.
Ooh,
rope.
I could sell this thick black leather cloak since I have my elven cloak. Would you guys be interested in purchasing a thick black leather cloak?
You look at the adventuring supply shop owners. You know that you picked one that is kind of bougie, a little more upscale. They would not be interested.
Dang it. Okay. Worth a shot.
All right. Any other like general adventuring supply gear you guys are looking for? Anything in particular?
Um,
The
I
health
got my
potions.
tumbler, so I have liquid. That takes a sip of coffee.
I'd like some rope and a second water skin.
Ooh.
And I'll also buy a potion of healing.
This particular shop doesn't have any. You guys will have to
Oh,
go.
sorry, I thought we moved to the second
Yeah,
one.
no, we haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just taking care of the adventuring gear.
Yeah.
But for the water skin, will be 1 silver piece for you, Bryce.
Okay.
And for the rope, are you looking just for like basic hempen rope, or do you kind of want the bougie silk rope?
I mean, what's more durable?
The silk rope, right?
They're both pretty equally durable. The main thing with the silk is it's a lot lighter. It's about half as much for like 50 feet. It only weighs about 5-ish pounds, and for the hempen rope, it's about like 10-ish pounds.
Can I get like a long rope? Or do I just have to get 2 if I want more?
They come in like 50-foot cuts.
Then I'll take 2 of the silk.
2 of the silk, that'll be 10 gold pieces with the discount.
Okay.
I also like to think as a little flavor, silk rope is less likely to give you rope burn.
Hell yeah, that makes sense to me. We could see that. Any other bits?
For me, my lord.
Yeah.
All right. If everyone's good, they got their basic adventuring attire. You guys head out into Port Starsail in search of an alchemist supply of some kind. One of you guys roll me a flat D20.
Someone else roll it.
Is that one roll at?
Like Marius?
I can roll it.
Yeah, Bryce.
Got it. Let's find out.
Oh.
12.
Okay.
A 12. You guys do manage to find a herbology and alchemical store. It's called Herb Collect. You guys see it's not too terribly big, fairly quaint looking building made out of stone. A little bit of like wood supports and exposed beams can be seen. Almost like a house remodeled into a storefront. You guys enter. Fairly clean design, not too much on display here. You can see they have lots of different ingredients, a few different like supply kits. Not too immaculately stocked, but they have a fair amount. After speaking a little bit with the Furbolg store owner, you would learn that they have 3 potions that you guys would probably be interested in that aren't just like tonics and balms and like herb remedies and stuff like that.
Hair thickener.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff like that. And you would find that they have 2 potions of healing, which is 2d4 plus 4. Each of those being 80 gold pieces per.
Whew.
And then they also have a potion of force resistance.
Force resistance. Ooh.
Do they have any spell scrolls by chance?
I don't know that
Every time.
They do have a couple of spell scrolls. Sifting through them, it's a couple of cantrip spell scrolls. You would see there's Firebolt, a Produce Flame. What's the? I think it's like, was it Control Flames or Create Bonfire? It's a lot of fire-based cantrips.
Ooh, can I take the Create Bonfire one?
Yeah. You would see that the Create Bonfire is listed for 150 gold pieces.
It's a goddamn cantrip. Put the back, casually looking around like I didn't touch it.
This is totally random, but because we're at the alchemy's place, this is why I'm thinking about this. Because I've had this in my items for a while. You remember those pinkish pears that healed 1d4?
I do.
Gale would have eaten through the others, but kept one because they lasted a while. Is it still like good?
Yeah, it's still good.
She's going to pull that from her bag and just show it to the guy, the person at the counter, and be like, "Now look, I know this doesn't look special, right? I picked this thing. How long has it been now? Like over a month? Like over 2 months?"
Yeah, I mean, it's been almost 3 months. Yeah, like maybe 3-ish months. Yeah.
I picked this thing 3 months ago. I did nothing to this. Might be interesting. I don't know. I don't really know that much about fruits and things, but you seem like someone who might be interested in this.
You would see this a little grizzled, a little bit older looking Furbolg. Their hair sort of pulled back into this like mop of a ponytail. Maybe push their very thin spectacles up and maybe take the fruit in hand, give it a couple once overs. I don't know if I've ever seen something quite like this. It smells real pretty. What do they taste like?
Oh my god, they were heavenly. I ate like 4 of them. And they even like kind of made me feel better afterwards. Not like super crazy or nothing, but you know, like I definitely noticed a difference after.
Huh. Are you looking to trade it in for something or hoping to earn coin, or are you just looking to identify it?
I was just gonna kind of put it on the table for now. If anybody's trying to buy, maybe help knock the price down. If nobody wants something, then maybe if you want to buy it or not,
Well,
I'll just take and go, I guess.
let's see. Did any of your friends want any of these fine wares? And like you guys probably had to like sift through again like jars of ointment and like all sorts of like random stuff to find like the 3 good potions, and there's like a bunch of like health tomes and like good living tips and scrolls, and to find like those spell scrolls you were sort of like loosely looking at, Marius.
How much for resistance potion?
That one will be 130 gold. We're actually trying to learn to maximize that one out, so it was a bit of a reject on the greater form we were going for, but from our guesstimations, it should work perfectly.
And then what was the 80 gold again? Sorry.
Oh, those are for the 2 potions of healing here you all seem interested in.
Yeah.
Pretty good brews. They've been in here for some time. We don't get too many travelers through. A lot of locals, mainly for rashes. We have a few cures for seasickness if you're hitting the open waters anytime soon.
Would you be interested in a potion of cold resistance for your healing?
Oh, just a trade?
Yeah.
Huh. You mind if I give it a look over just for
Of,
authenticity?
of course. Pulls
Oh,
out.
wow. You said it's
Cool.
cold resistance?
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, the bottle is cold itself. Wow.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I could do maybe one of these potions for this if that's all right.
Yeah, of course. That's fine.
Um, if you wanted to get the other one, I'd maybe knock off 10 gold, only 70 gold for the second if one of you is interested.
So now I
What about
actually.
with the pair included?
Oh, with the pair, since I don't really know a lot about it, I could take off another 5, maybe 65 gold for this other potion of healing.
Gale looks over like, hey, I did good.
Now the real question is how about this? And she'll pull out her potion of lightning resistance.
Oh my.
Oh,
Set it down. So could I actually, instead of the cold, could I get, because I feel like this is pretty rare and it's literally, would it be lightning in a bottle
it
almost?
almost looks like a captured storm cloud in liquid
Yeah.
form. It would have the occasional like pop of yellow streak that almost has a shimmer to it before it would fade away.
That's so cool.
Now this is my best potion and it's very expensive. Could I get both of your healing potions for this one right here?
I only have one more left. You already got my other one. But I'd be more than happy to trade it still. That's a very finely made potion, I can tell. I could maybe knock down the price of the potion of force resistance as well by a couple gold, even it out if y'all are looking to spend some coin.
I guess in total, you said 134. That could we potentially do 2 health potions in the force for 90 gold, and I'll give you these 2 resistant potions in
Ooh, give me a
total.
persuasion check. If anyone wants to assist, feel free to let me know how.
Gale feels like she did her job offering up the pair and getting the 5 gold in response. She's like, yep, I did my thing.
A 19 for Aelity. After a little bit of haggling, uh, he would sort of ponder. Um, all right, but I get the fruit as well. I'm pretty curious about it.
That's fine.
You have to take. Oh, that's fine. Okay, never mind.
I mean, like, they were delicious, but I like, I feel like someone else should experience this besides just me. Someone who actually knows something about it.
Fair enough. All right, you got yourself a deal, gold in hand.
All right, so 2 potions, 90 gold for your 3. So 2 health potions and your force resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Go ahead and take off. Is that 90 gold?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and take that off. Remove your potion of lightning resistance and potion of cold resistance. And are you taking all three of these, handing them out to the party? What's our plan?
I'm just gonna hold on to him for now.
That's fine.
Fair enough. So go ahead and add 2 potions of healing and 1 potion of force resistance to get that gold out.
So let's
Be
go.
careful not to eat it. You know, you only have the one. I
Oh,
definitely though like try it. It's so good.
I was actually. Are there seeds in here?
Probably there were seeds, right? Maybe.
You tell me.
I never had. They're peaches or they're pears. Pears have seeds.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe I'll see if I can get a couple to grow.
Yeah, honestly, I just kind of tossed them out. Do not have a green thumb. Ha
Oh.
ha ha. I'm blue. Anyways.
Were they just regular health potions, Matt?
Yep. So those are 2d4 plus 2. All right. You guys wrapping up at Herb Collects, talking to this nice shopkeep. You guys making your way out if there's no other questions or purchases. You would see it's getting close to 1 o'clock or so. You guys burned a little bit of time doing a little bit of shopping, popping over to 2 shops. Anything else in the city? Or are we going to set out?
Can I roll stealth and try and break away? And I need to go somewhere.
Oh.
A stealth to break away and go somewhere? Sure. Roll me a stealth check. What does this 4 stealth look like for Aelity as you guys sort of walk out of Herb Collects? And there's a little bit of a bustle. You see a couple of large carts and wagons sort of tossing by on the stone streets, a few people meandering across the street as well.
She would try, and as they're walking, just stop and kind of blend into the crowd, and it's not blending very well.
It's like as you stop, everyone else stops with you. Probably a few people like look over and make eye contact. Like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I actually have to run an errand real quick. I'll meet you guys at the ship.
Oh,
Taking ship?
The ship? I thought we were.
No,
walking.
Oh yeah, we're walking. Sorry, my mind's somewhere else. Sorry.
okay.
Okay.
Would you like
Yeah, I'm fine.
company, new friend?
Oh no, I'm okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm gonna roll an insight to see if she's actually okay.
Yeah, just
Roll me.
you realize
Okay.
why we may be concerned, as the last time one of our friends left by themselves, they left a note and didn't come back.
Who was friend?
Yeah.
We'll get there. Hold your
Aelity,
horses, sir.
roll me a persuasion or a deception check if you would like. Against Marius's 17 insight.
Poor
Hey.
Koski. It's just all these things that we're not telling him about.
22 deception. Marius, everything seems above
So she's
board.
good. She's good.
Yeah.
All right, just don't be too long because I'm trying to wrap this up in 10 days. But we'll just wait for you at, like, the north side of town.
Okay, perfect. I'll be super fast. I promise.
I guess if anybody else wants to go
Seriously,
grab
better not
something.
fucking run off.
I won't run off.
We will leave you.
I bought health potions for this. Why? Okay, whatever.
I don't know what you bought them for.
Health potions are always useful. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Dad.
As 4 of our party begin heading towards that north gate to go hang around there. Aelity darting off from the group. Where are we heading, Aelity?
We are just going to run to the Sunnyside Hotel.
All right.
Wow. a dirty motel hookup. We're trying to leave.
Sunnyside Tavern, as you begin making your way sort of
Trying to get some
across
ass,
Port
dude.
Star Sail, getting over to that sort of port dockside. There'd be this long row of buildings that sort of lines like outward facing, sort of looking at the docks itself. And heading over to one of the sort of large, older establishments here. It'd have a sort of creaky sign on an arm hanging above the door. Sort of a faded sunrise with Sunnyside Tavern scrawled across it in kind of a faded black paint. Pushing through the squeaky, like heavy door of this place. What's our goal? What are we doing here?
As that happens, I'm going to turn into Phineas before I go into the door.
As you're pushing it open, you just shift in one motion.
Hi, just curious. I have a room here. Do I have any mail, perchance?
What's the room? You don't look too familiar.
Oh, it's under Phineas Storm Garden.
Phineas Storm Garden. Let me look in the back. I mean, you see this
Thank
large hobgoblin missing an eye with like an eye patch on, like a bit of a bald spot on his head, and sort of turn from the bar, head to this like back push through door, and heads into the back room of the tavern. There's a few other patrons here. A lot of them look like dock workers, either before or after, or maybe just on break during a shift. A little bit of chatter, a little bit of livelihood. You see a couple of card games going on, pretty common here. After about minute, 2 minute passes, you hear that heavy push door, cocoon. It's that hobgoblin return. I ain't got nothing for Storm Garden.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He sort of turns back to his work.
All right, yeah. Leave and start heading back towards the group.
All right. You leave the Sunnyside Tavern pretty quick. Only a couple of minute trip, honestly, as you're, not too quick, but quick enough to sort of pass through many of the obfuscating citizens that sort of line the streets. You manage to get back to the northern gate. For our troop that went to the north, anything particular? You guys just hanging around the gate, finding somewhere? Any other activities you wanted to get through? And yeah, it seems like maybe 10, 15-ish minutes it would take Aelity to sort of drift out and come back.
Maybe see if I can find a map.
Ooh, that's fair.
Or even maybe a guide.
Give me a investigation check. 16. As you sort of are heading to this north side, departing Aelity, maybe having like the stray thought of collecting a map. Just a little bit later, down an offshoot side street, you can see in large red letters across like the outward facing side of this building, it would read "The Mapper's Mark," and have a little bit of extra scrawling underneath it, sort of hard to see. But as you guys begin to approach, you would see it is a map shop and home of the Pinzari Isles Cartographers Union. Stepping into this like fairly humble looking space, it looks almost just like a glorified waiting room with a few shelves and like displays. A lot of what would look to almost be art at first is actually just different maps all like framed around this place. A receptionist desk sort of on the opposite side of this almost large waiting room that you just entered would sort of stand up. After like a brief interaction, you would see there are a few different maps at your disposal. For 2 gold, you could pick up a actual map of the Pinzari Isles. For 5 silver, you could pick up a map of just the island you're on, Kasuni Kati.
I guess I'll take both.
Nice. 2 gold, 5 silver, my good sir. And we have a map of the Pinzari Isles and a map of the island you're currently on. After talking with the shopkeep, maybe your party also in this space, a little bit of chatter. They wouldn't have any particular charters heading out to any other portions of the island, so they wouldn't be able to assist in any guide if there was any other attempts you wanted to try to make.
No, that was kind of it. Just like, hey, because he doesn't want to push it,
That's fair. That's
Checking out the road. All right, thank you for my assistance. Is there anything I can keep an eye out for you guys while I'm out there? I know you guys do cartography. I don't dabble, but
Not really in particular. A lot of the isles have been mapped out. There are a few
Makes sense.
unknown ones that aren't really talked about too
Yeah.
much. It is dangerous excursions. Being in this branch of the Cartographers Union of Arcavios, it is nerve-wracking work at times, but it is rewarding. Yes.
Get that. It's going to be a little dangerous out there. Well, all right. I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you so much for the maps. And he kind of like knocks on the counter. Have a good day.
After walking out, Gail's like, honestly, it'd be easier if they just like flew above the island and drew it from up there. I don't
It's
understand the
actually,
problem.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't know. I should have maybe looked at the maps first. But now that I have the map, I'm assuming I'll have a couple more minutes for loading. So I'll probably like start plotting a path
That's fair.
or
That's
like
fair.
lay it out so anybody can look at it and be like, all right, here's North Gate, here's town. I think we should go along this rocky cliff east side. Boom.
That's fair. And you would be at that northern gate again, maybe just like a handful of feet away from it, just as you guys were going over some of these maps together. Again, it's kind of like you were saying over on that east side. It's a little bit more rocky, a little more cliffside, not too many shores or actual like coastline. But there's also no risk of running into any lizard folk or the other clans. It's mainly terrain and wildlife would be the difficulties on that side. To the west would be a little bit more of the shores and the actual coasts. This also being where the lizard folk clan sort of reside. So you would have them to possibly deal with. But it's just really like a east or west choice as far as how you're getting to that north side.
I guess east. No lizard folk.
So Marius would push. Plus, we walk along the cliff. We can keep the ocean on our left, so we only have to worry about it right. And if it's rockier, we can kind of see things approaching.
Could make travel a bit slower though, if conditions aren't favorable.
Well, if they're not favorable on one side, I don't think they could be too much better on the other.
Fair point.
But I think it's worth it just staying out of people's business. I mean, try to not get wrapped into anything or attack the wrong person or upset the wrong. Yeah.
Fair enough. A few moments later, Aelody, as you're beginning to approach that northern gate, you would see your party off to the side. Probably picking up on Koski's size. His large bulk would probably be the first thing you see. Like, there they are. Heading over that way, joining your allies, kind of hearing the plan. Plan currently being to go up the east side of the island, hoping to deal with more of the terrain and wildlife rather than wildlife, terrain, and the lizard folk, which is a fair assessment.
Gail gets her hiking boots on.
All right. If there's nothing else, we'll watch our group set out from the northern gate here, beginning to shift their coursing, heading just ever so east, hoping to use this first half day to cover as much ground as possible. And that's where we'll go ahead and take a break.
Break time.
Take a little bit of a break.
Boy, boy.
Oh, boy.
We're going to pause Craig.
I don't know
yeah,
why when you said it, you sounded like how the Japanese Eevee sounds is like boy.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny.